What's going on, everybody? I got a couple of beautiful ladies in the house tonight. Let's go. And we're live. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Purple Pod, episode 44, the number one show in the world for dating. Please make sure to like the video on your way in and subscribe. Go follow our Clips channel, also Purple Pod Clips. Follow us on the podcast Instagram. We are also now live to Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, Rumble, and YouTube all at the same time. Go sign up for my new coaching. I got linked below if you want my personal help in dating for you men. Our new Patreon is also up. If you want to see some girls getting kicked off and show some support that way, you can do that. Or hit the join button under the video to become a YouTube member. Also, new shirts to go check out on the merch store. We are now streaming to all audio platforms as well, guys. Make sure to add the Instagram right now, though, if you want to go add these pretty ladies. They're already right there on my story. And DM me if you're a lady that wants to come on the show. We always need more single ladies. Shout out to my producer tonight. We just got Donnie in the house. And thank you, Cornerstone Events, for helping out with all the recruiting. I really appreciate y'all. But yeah, just to start, ladies, we're just going to do your name, your age, your education level, what you do for work. We only got a couple of tonight, guys, so we're going to be very intimate with everything. And we're also going to let y'all call in if y'all would like to. But it's only if you super chat. You got to super chat in something, and then it's just to ask the girls some questions, and that's it. But yeah, we'll start with you for this one. Why don't you give us your name, your age, your education level, and what you do for work?
Hi, my name is Brandy. I am a teacher. I'm 27 years old, and I have a master's degree as of 2 weeks ago.
Woo! Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's a pretty dope achievement. How old are you again?
27.
That's amazing, about 27.
Thank you.
What grade do you teach?
8th grade.
Okay,
Any specific subject or anything?
Reading and special education. I also coach soccer and volleyball.
Hey,
Wow.
that's
Hey,
cool.
guys, this is like actually a very, they always say women are very feminine if they have a feminine job. That's a very feminine job,
Is
honestly.
it really?
Yeah, teaching, hospitality, or anything that's hot, like at a doctor's office, hospital, or anything like that. Like all that shit is very, what I would call very feminine jobs. What about for you? Why don't you give us your name, your age, education level, what you do for work?
Hello, my name is Sierra. I'm 20 years old. I'm a barista, and I'm in real estate school.
In real estate school?
Yes.
That's what's up. Well, a barista, how long have you been doing that for?
I've been doing that for about 6 months now.
Okay.
It's pretty cool.
What's your favorite drink to make?
Caramel macchiato, I guess.
Yeah, I feel like once that's your job, there's nothing that's a favorite anymore,
Yeah,
huh?
it's just
It's like I don't want to make any of these damn things. Yeah, I got some really fun and interesting questions for tonight. They're gonna be fun. Just to start off right there, as weird as it gets, I gotta ask: do you like period sex? Do you like to have sex when you're on your period?
Not at all.
No, for
Not
you.
at all.
What about you?
I'm not gonna say I haven't done it, but it's not the best.
It's not a fan thing.
Yeah.
I think there's some women that really like it. I mean, it's kind of weird, but
Yeah, and there's some guys that really like to run red lights, but I'm not with the.
Yeah.
I'm not. It's just not comfortable.
Is that a red flag if a guy says he likes that?
Yes.
You think so?
Especially if he
Very
brings
much
it up
so.
on his own.
Yeah, most like if I'm like, oh, I'm on my period, blah 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 blah, and then they're like, I mean, they're like,
It's no big deal?
whatever. I'm like,
Yeah, red flag. No.
Oh wow, guys, don't
I'm
be that guy. What's the least a man has done for you and still got sex? The least a guy's done for you, but he still got to hit. We'll start with you on this one. What do you think?
ooh. I don't even know. Let me think about it. You might have to come back to that.
Yeah. Let's go to
might
you
have
on this
come
one.
back
What's the
to
least the
that.
guys had to do?
Honestly, I don't settle, so you can't do anything least for me, and I'm giving it up.
Yeah, so
no.
you're a little bit harder to get.
Yeah.
So the least was probably like still dinner and a bunch of other shit.
Dating.
Yeah, a guy still had to do a bunch of shit.
Mhm.
Was that guy? She can't really answer that one though.
Right.
What about you?
Okay, so I mean, I'm kind of younger. I'm on the younger end, so it's like when I was younger, it used to be nothing.
In your face, yeah.
It used to
Well,
be
he
like
didn't have to
nothing.
do anything really.
Yeah. So now,
Especially if he was cool enough or like you know,
like most definitely now. It's
he had
like,
the riz.
I guess so, but now it's most definitely like I'm not coming to your house unless like it's something.
Yeah, you learned your lesson.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
So now.
How would you react if your parents met every guy you slept with and got the backstory to every guy? Yeah.
What do you mean backstory?
I'm gonna say like they know everything between y'all. Like they know, you know, they know that you slept with them. And they know like everything that y'all have gone through. Like if it was fights or if it was like him just like dogging you out and not talking to you again, like they're gonna know the dirty details of all of it. Like, how would you react if your parents met that guy?
I'm honestly very open with my parents, but I still don't tell them everything. So if they knew everything, I think they would have a reaction toward me. My mom would probably slap the shit out of me.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, is that bad? What about you? How do you think your parents would react if they met one of the guys that you slept with and got the backstory on everything, on every guy,
I
on
feel,
every guy, not just one guy? We'll say every guy.
yeah, I feel like my mom kind of knows me, so it's like she'll
She
be like,
would,
okay, like I don't know why you're telling me this, but like,
but she wouldn't like be mad about it. She'd be like, you
Yeah.
know what, do you, girl?
because I know it's not nothing too crazy.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. That's another thing. If you haven't really experienced anything crazy, why you gotta be scared about it?
Yeah.
Do you think men have a better choice of women today than their grandfathers had? Yeah, a better choice of women, the guys. What do you think? Do you think guys got a better choice?
I think it depends on like standards back then compared to today. And like how you view women, honestly. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say no.
No, so men have a better. Yeah, no. What do you think?
I feel like it's some guys that can choose good women nowadays. I mean, it's always been, they act like there's been ancient men just now, but I mean, it's always been ancient men. So it's like,
Yeah.
you know.
Well, no, I agree with you. It depends how good the guy is.
Yeah,
I
most
completely
definitely.
agree with you
Yeah.
because those top guys, they definitely got the choosing and they
Right.
could choose a really
Or
good one.
they could
But
choose
the
good.
average guy, like if we're gonna talk about, like, I guess this question's kind of more geared towards average men. Then yeah, average guys though, like, or a majority, like if we're talking about the majority of men, they are kind of choosing like a worse woman because they don't get to choose, like you're saying. Only the top guys are really choosing.
Right.
That's very based, honestly. That's very true.
Mhm.
Do you think men have to work harder to have an average life today compared to their grandfathers? Do men have to work hard to have an average life today than our grandfathers?
Yeah.
You think so? Yeah.
Economy.
The economy.
Inflation.
So like, there's something that they like talk about online sometimes, and they call it hoflation. Like guys have to work 4 times harder to have a woman that's a quarter of what their grandmother was. You know, like as far as like a quality of a woman. So they call it hoflation online because it's like the guys are struggling so hard. But I agree with you though, and that's why I teach guys to just become top tier men. Because once you become a top tier guy, you get to choose a good girl, and there are good ones out there. It's just you don't get to choose them when you're broke. You don't get to choose them when you can't fucking be a good man in any way. Like, you ain't choosing shit. If a guy has a massive green flag, but a few tiny red flags, would you still date them? You know, like there's some, like we'll say a massive green flag is like he already bought his house, or he's already making $150,000 a year at his career, and he says that he's matching his 401k to the max. Like he's a guy that's really on his shit and really focused on the future and stuff. But then he has some small red flags. He maybe emotionally reacts like bad sometimes, or he's not fully in his masculine frame like he should be as a man all the time. Maybe he's a little bit of a bitch and cried to you one time because he was sad about something that happened to him in the past years ago, or his family or something. But could y'all handle anything like that? Would y'all could y'all choose a guy who has massive green flags, but then he has a few of those tiny red flags?
Yeah.
You
Yeah, I could.
easily.
Mm.
And I just feel like sometimes those red flags can be a big deal if like they're a big deal to you. Like if a guy's super emotional and you're the type where you never want to be with an emotional guy, it's like that little red flag might be a big deal to you.
For
You
sure.
know what I'm
I
saying?
think it depends on the woman too. Like
Yeah.
I don't mind emotional men. I would rather you be open with me than not.
Yeah, I'm not. What about you?
I have it. The way that you like said the questions and the examples is like some of those things weren't deemed as minor red flags. Some of those can be major, and some of them can be like
Yeah. You're right. I was saying it on a smaller scale
just
if
like
it wasn't that bad. I'm not gonna say like physical violence. Like I'm not gonna say that the guy does anything like that, but he's just too emotional. You know, like can you handle things like that to be able to have the other green flag benefits? Like
me personally, I like when a guy's like in touch with their emotions. So it's kind of like that's not really.
Man, y'all are both crazy. I feel like you already know my opinion on this. Guys shouldn't be emotional with their girl at all. They need to learn to go and talk to their other guys about it. Honestly,
I mean, not all the time, but like from time to time, you can be in touch with me, but like,
I think it's okay if like your father or your mother dies, or like if something like really bad is happening. Yeah, you can go to your girl. And I say this as a guy that went to therapy for a year, and like I'm actually a very emotional guy. Like I'm very emotional with my girl and stuff.
Right.
But I don't think that's good for guys. Like that's because I was raised by a mother that kind of made me that way, and I don't think that's a good thing. Like, I'm not proud. I don't think it's a really good thing at all. Guys emote differently than women. So like when a woman is emotional, what y'all like to do is talk about it. That's why women are so social. That's why y'all have good friend groups. That's why like women don't kill themselves at the same rates as men. Y'all always have a social circle or somebody to go to. Men emote the way we're like when we're sad or we're mad or we're emotional about something, we like to let it out physically. So we play sports, we go to the gym. That's how guys usually emote. Usually. And so like you don't want to encourage a guy to be emotional because if anything, you should try to encourage him to emote the way that his masculinity should be wanting to do it.
Right.
But we have society, feminism, our mothers telling us, no, you can cry. No, you can be like this. And it's like,
I mean, I do
no,
think it's
it's
okay
gonna
for
hurt.
men to be able to cry because then that makes emotionally unavailable men.
Mhm.
And when you're emotionally unavailable to like your partner, but your partner cares about things like that, then it definitely does make a difference.
I'll explain to you why it's a big deal, like especially the crying. Crying for a woman and crying for a man are two completely different things. When a man is crying, it's a like I said, y'all are very emotional creatures. Men are very logical. So when we're crying, it's because we think the world is ending, like the worst thing is going on, like, and it's not true though.
Yeah.
The true logical answer, and our homeboys would be able to tell us to it in an instant, be like, hey bro, it's not that big of a deal, like we're fine, you know. And like, but so that logic is what we really need. We don't need somebody sitting there telling us that we can cry over a scraped knee because that's not what we're meant to do.
Like crying over.
Well, like I said, over a parent dying or something, like there's certain things where I totally think it's okay for a guy to cry, like 1,000%. But most problems that a guy has, financial issues, business issues, stuff like that, you should be able to go to a guy to help you with it, or you should be able to solve the problem. When a woman is sad, it's usually for like I said, y'all want to talk about it. You know, like a guy, there's action behind it. There's something that we need to go and do to fix what's hurting us.
Yeah.
And like if you're sitting there whining about it instead of stepping up to action, that's a problem as a man. Like like I said, if it wasn't for the fact that there's a lot of emotional guys shooting up schools, beating their wives, you know, doing all this stuff, I would totally agree with you. But when we tell guys to be emotional, they hit their women, they shoot up schools, they do a lot of like. We got to remember, we are big, strong, masculine
why do you
men,
think that is?
animals.
Because nobody ever talked
Because we're
about
mostly
it.
animals. We want to always sit here and act like we're fucking hyperhumans with this amazing brain and we're intelligent and all stuff. We're not. At the end of the day, if we look at statistics, if we look how humans really are, evolutionary biology for the last 300 years, we're fucking pretty close to chimpanzees still, 99% by DNA standards. So like we're not that different. We have very animalistic minds when it comes to sex, when it comes to anger, happiness, sadness. We don't like that's why philosophy is such a big deal. That's why we still read about philosophers from 2,000, 3,000 years ago. Because we weren't like we like to think that we're so smart, but we're not. And if anything, iPhones, the internet, all this social media has proved that we're more dumb and animalistic than we ever thought we were. Like it's proof because we can see it every day. We can jump on World Star and see fights every day.
Yeah.
We can see shootings every day. How much of animals we are. Like this is the world that we live in. And as shit gets worse, we're gonna see more of us acting like animals, especially with sex. Like y'all know it. Like we're straight fucking animals, fucking like we were 250,000 years ago. Right now, everybody's fucking everybody and shit. You know.
I most definitely see where you're coming from when it's like a guy shouldn't be that in touch with his emotions versus like still being in touch with your emotions, because I've had like guys cry to me and that seems like those are always like the worst guys. Like, oh my gosh, don't leave me, oh my god. I'm like, those are usually the worst ones that are usually gonna like cheat.
And it's usually because they got a lot of wrong going on in their life other than that. Like if he's crying, if he's having to express that emotion to you, if he feels that low compared to you, you know, like begging and stuff, he does no options. He has no value in himself. He doesn't see any value in himself.
Right.
And you want to be with the guy who values himself and like wouldn't ever put himself that down far and like to where he's begging for something. You know what I'm saying?
I got a point to make too.
Yeah, go ahead.
You know, I think we want to be a little more clear about the message as far as from the ladies' expectations. It's not that you want a man to be emotional. You want a man that's in control of his emotions. There's a difference.
True.
And then as well, shout out to the It's Complicated channel. And the thing with talking about a man with emotions, you know, why would you want an emotional man, or why would a man want to be emotional when his emotions are the last things that's considered in an event of an argument?
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Yeah, like y'all gotta understand, our emotions get disregarded and pushed to the side really quick whenever shit does get bad, and like it instantly whatever the women's feeling, whatever the woman's going through, and like whatever we're going through, it doesn't fucking matter. If you really put yourself in those situations when you've been in those bad fights.
Yeah, and shout out to also a Black Man Unfiltered, because he makes a very good point on our show where he talks about, you have one time to fuck up a man's trust whenever it comes to him being vulnerable and expressing his emotions to you.
And it'll
The
never
one time
happen
he
again.
does it, and if you throw it back in his face, or you go and tell somebody else in an event that you're upset, that's gonna really tank. That's gonna tank the relationship forever.
He'll
You are
never be
gonna
vulnerable
gain
with
that
you again. He never will be.
So
And
that's why
that's
men
what
don't
happens
really do
most
that.
of the time. Is guys are vulnerable one time and they learn I'm never doing this shit again because it got thrown back in my shit.
No,
Um, did you have something to say? No.
No.
Would you rather have a guy who buys his time back or works 60 hours a week? The one who bought his time back makes $1 million a year. The one who works 60 hours makes $2 million a year, but he works double the time. So you could be with a guy who makes $1 million a year, but he only works 30 hours a week. He spends a lot of time with family and with you. Or the guy who works 60 hours, but he makes double. He makes $2 million a year. Obviously, 1 million, 2 million isn't that different. Either way, you're rich. So would y'all rather be with the guy that's a little bit more richer, but he loses 60 hours of his week, or the guy who's a little less but still rich, but he buys his time back more, he values his time more? Start with you.
My love language is quality time, so I'm gonna go with the first guy.
You want the guy with the 30 hours job? Okay.
Yeah, I'm most definitely going with
the 30.
Yeah, I'm most definitely.
I think this is a problem today with hustle culture. People will be fucking all about thinking that waking up at 5 a.m. and like this, I don't know, hustle culture is like ruining reality in my eyes. Like people thinking that all this shit, and it's like the only reason to make money is to buy your time back. That's the only reason. There's no like anybody who thinks that's to like go and make more money. I think it's like almost psychopathic. Who is the prize, men or women? We'll start with you on this one. I know it's a hard one.
I feel like I'm a woman's
prize. Yeah.
Me personally, I feel like it's a lot of like emotion and like the feminine energy and everything that comes with a woman. That
y'all can make babies.
Yeah,
you're like, yeah, we the prize. Yeah, we the prize. Yeah. What about you, men and women prize?
I think I guess I'm gonna agree and say that a woman is the prize, just because we bring life into this world.
Yeah,
but I think it's important for both people in the relationship to view themselves as a prize coming into it.
Oh yeah, have that confidence, kind of.
For sure.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I heavily disagree with both of y'all, man. The man is the prize. As a man here, I gotta say it. The man is the prize. Wow. But hear me out. If we had two islands, okay, and one island had 100 women on it, one island had 100 men on it. The island with the 100 men has one woman, and the island with the 100 women has one man. Which one is going to repopulate faster and create a society faster?
The island with one man, because
yeah.
he can get.
So technically, does man create more life than women do?
Oh, for sure, but that's a whole like birth control conversation too.
No. So if you look at it that way, though, a man creates way more life than women. Now, do y'all sacrifice your body for it, and are y'all literally able to create life? Yes, I completely agree. That is true. But technically, a man can create more life. But like, how valuable does the guy have to be able to do something like that? Very valuable. He has to be a sultan or something, like and Alexander the Great level, to be able to do something like that. But still, it is cool to like look at it that way and see that. Sometimes like, and here's the thing: if y'all want to get married, if you want a relationship, the women are gatekeepers to sex, but men are gatekeepers to relationships, especially the valuable men. And so like, if y'all want a relationship, or if you want the ring on your finger, the man's the valuable thing, because y'all kind of got to work to get that. Like unless, don't get me wrong, there's lots of simps out here. You got millions of simps out here that will do that shit real quick, but it might not be the guy that you want. And he might not be attractive, whatever it is, it might not be genuine. So it's just, that's what you got. Like, that's why I think, honestly, the men are the prize. And I think a lot of shit's fucked up today because, no offense, women are the prize. Like, I really do think that women are a prize. But if we have this mentality that women are more of a prize than men, then doesn't that kind of like cause the equation to fuck up and make it to where like no women are chasing, when you kind of do need to chase the really good guys? And I'm not saying that y'all should be like sitting there chasing the guy all the time, but I think if he shows he's attracted to you, I think that you should do something back. Like he already put the foot in the door and opened it. It's like you need to pull him inside, I guess, And it's something that we like to talk about too on the show is like, you have burning genuine desire for the guys that like you kind of let hit fast, or like the guys that like you kind of chase. You have burning genuine desire for them. That's a good relationship. A good relationship is that not the ones where like you let a simp take you out on 50 dates, and then you finally let him hit, or you let him marry you, but because he has a bunch of money or something, like that guy, he's just a simp. He's just a beta bucks. Yeah, and at the end of the day, you're still gonna want to go fuck an alpha. You're gonna go want to fuck a guy that actually like turns you on. Orgasm is very emotional for y'all.
Yeah, and then as well, you can also look at it in a perspective as far as like boxes. I hate to look at it in that analogy, but at the end of the day, women like to have boxes. They have like a plethora of things that they want to be checked off that a man has to qualify for. Like, for example, like y'all's boxes of things that you're looking for to qualify looks like Santa's wish list and shit. But like for a dude, it's only gonna be like 4 fucking things. I want loyalty, respect, sex, and shut the fuck up.
Yeah, basically,
like,
loyalty, respect, sex, and don't argue with me. Yeah, it's that simple for most guys, I want to say.
So I mean, if it's that small, I mean, is it really that the woman is the prize? If the guy really isn't asking for much?
I think I convinced him. I won this one. No. Well, how do y'all still feel about that? Do y'all still feel like women are the prize after everything I said?
I feel like it kind of goes hand in hand. I don't feel like
it's like
50-50.
Yeah,
Really
for sure.
prize, really.
It's not what was the there's a word I posted it earlier on TikTok, or not on TikTok, on Twitter, but I can't remember the word. It's not equal, but it's I can't think of the fucking word. How many well, no. If your sex drive is less, if you're or is your sex drive less if you're working more often? Do you think that a woman who's working, a breadwinner in a relationship, like working 40, 50, 60 hours a week, do you think that she might have a lower like libido because of it? Do you think, or from y'all's personal experience, do you feel like you have less of a sex drive if you're working more? No, you don't think so? What about you? It was actually something that I was just super curious about, because I was wondering if like relationships and marriages get messed up from the woman like working a shit ton and getting stressed out and stuff. Like if that like has any effect on her sex life, but I guess not. That's why I was just curious about it. How many guys are in your friend zone right now? Yeah,
I gotta count. Hold on.
Beta orbiters. How many beta orbiters we got?
I mean, it's a lot of guys that are friend zone, but they might not know that they're there. But I mean, it's kind of
plus or minus 10,
plus
or minus 20.
Minus.
So somewhere in between 10 and 20?
Yeah.
Or 15 and 20 maybe?
Yeah.
Okay. How many guys are in your friend zone?
I don't really give men the time of day now.
You don't?
No.
Not even like
Not
one or
recently.
two, kind of?
Yeah.
No, not
That's
recently.
What I'm saying. They might not know that they're there, but
Yeah,
they're
of course.
there.
They never know.
Definitely.
They never know. How many guys have put you in the fuck zone? Yeah, where they only have sex with you, but they won't give you the relationship. Can you answer that one?
I can only really think of like one.
Just one?
Like on the previous.
Yeah, a long time ago.
Yeah.
What about you?
None. I mean, I'm not just gonna have sex with anybody.
You're gonna
If
wait.
I have sex with you and we don't get in a relationship, it's probably for the best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's something else was going on. What are some weird things that you find attractive in men?
I love a goofy laugh.
A goofy laugh.
Yes. Like I love hearing people laugh.
That was so perfect, bro.
It makes me happy. I don't know.
Well, you can get married to that guy. What about you? What's something
that's weird? I like big noses. I don't know what it is, but it's
Jonathan
like
Major.
Who's Jonathan Major?
Dude that plays in Creed.
Oh, I didn't.
And that new.
Oh, the guy who just got in trouble?
There's video evidence he's innocent.
Yeah, I saw that. But that is crazy though. That guy literally went to jail and nothing. He didn't even do anything.
Yeah.
Like how crazy. I wonder what she did. I want to know the full story. Like what did she call and say? Like, man, I want to know the deets on that shit so bad.
Right, but yeah, big noses. I don't know. I just find myself attracted to guys with bigger noses.
I like big bodies.
It's so weird.
Not like super big, but they look like they eat a meal. I love it.
Yeah, I don't like. Yeah, that makes sense.
So, oh man, I fucked up on this last question. I can't go back to it. Let me go back to this old one. Let me read that super chat really quick, bro. We got $5 from Eric. Thank you, bro. Ladies, what are your thoughts on children being taken to drag shows? That's a really good question, bro. Especially since it happens in Dallas. Actually, the place in Dallas that was about to do it a couple weeks ago, they shut down and they didn't do it because they had a security risk. So they said they weren't going to do it anymore. So they're actually shutting down the ones that are going on in Dallas. What do you think about that?
Not my kid, not my problem.
Not your kid, not your problem. What about you?
Yeah, same. I mean, I don't feel like it's really an issue. I mean,
Here, talk a little closer if you can.
I'm
Somebody
sorry.
said they couldn't really
Yeah.
hear.
I mean, I grew up around gay people and all types of stuff, but I mean, it never really affected any of my family members or anything. I feel like if somebody's gay, they're gonna be gay regardless of what they grow up seeing. If they're not gay, they're not gay. Then
Yeah,
know.
but it gets bad whenever, like, the problem is that they'll be like, this drag show is the same thing as what your kids see on the Super Bowl, and it's just like, no, like, what those drag shows have is actually very borderline close to what you see at a strip club. Like, maybe not the like a closed strip club, like the splits, the fucking dancing, like the sliding, like the like all that shit. That is shit that you see at a strip club, and I would never fucking take my kid to a strip club ever, ever. So it is very, like, I'm very emotional when it comes to something like this because that's fucking crazy. Like, I think people who take their kids to a strip club should go to fucking jail. So yeah, anybody who takes their kid to a drag show where there's guys doing the same thing in the same outfits, yes, they should fucking go to jail. Like, that is insane. Like, and the fact that it's normalized today, it fucking shows that the woke shit and just the agenda that's going on right now has been pushed way too fucking far. And I know, actually, like you were saying, like, your friends with gay people, there's tons of gay people that are standing up online that are standing up against this shit. And I have mad respect for them for calling out people in their own community saying, this is too fucking far. We worked hard to get up to a point, and now you are fucking it up. And and there needs to be, and there's so many people doing that, and I hope more do that because that's the only way that we're going to protect our kids. And there's nothing wrong with kids deciding on their own if they want to do something like that, but wait until they're the right fucking age to do it. Like, we can, what's so crazy to me is the woke movement, the left, they always like to talk about how the environment affects who we are. So the reason why, like, we use the terms we use, the way that we describe people and everything, it's all because of our environment, how we were raised, the patriarchy and all this stuff. Why are y'all influencing with the environment to make the kids into what you want when you know that that's what causes these things? Right. It's absolutely asinine, and we see this every day, and it's right here in Dallas. It's fucking crazy. But no, thank you, Eric. Was there another one, or was that the only one?
Yeah, that was it.
No. But yeah, sorry guys, I get really passionate when it comes to that one.
Yeah, but another thing about drag shows, I haven't been to too many drag shows, but I know that there's, like, I've seen a couple.
There might be good ones where they don't go all the way.
There's most definitely, like, the nightclub scene drag shows, and there's most definitely, like, the little brunch, at the little, it's just it's not as, some of it can be more vulgar and some of it can't be, but I mean.
But since we're not drawing a line there.
Yeah, I mean.
Why do it? I've never.
Since we're not drawing a line, we can't fucking. Nobody. What's crazy is if people like me, thank God I don't have a corporate job or anything, or I have anything to fucking lose or worry about, you'd be fully canceled for saying what I just said. Fully, completely lose your job and everything. Like, so I have a very small privilege that very few people have. So I have to speak out on this platform, and I have to do these things because most people can't. Most people feel this way and they can't even say it without risk.
Yeah.
And like that's scary. Let me think. Oh, dude, I gotta do. No. So do y'all care what the guy wears that you want to, like, date? Do you want a guy that dresses more like a drug dealer kind of, like, wear with like the Gucci and like those kind of clothes, or like the guy who wears a suit? Like, which type of guy are y'all into? What about you?
I feel like it's most definitely a balance. I mean,
He needs to be able to do
have
both.
that swag and still have on your suit. Like, you can have on the suit and then maybe like a little like maybe some Gucci loafers or something. Like, it's just kind of like the swag, that thing that goes a part of it. I mean,
yeah,
either or.
He should be able to use both, kind of, though.
Yeah, most definitely both.
You gotta have style that, like, ranges. Yeah. What about you?
Yeah, those two types that you described aren't really my type. I'm definitely more of a streetwear type of girl, but I do like I do like a guy who can wear a suit.
Yeah. Okay. Have y'all ever dated somebody that's like a very, very high earner? Like, say, like, they make like $200,000 a year. Like, and I'm talking about, like, actually dated, like, you were really serious with them?
No.
No? Have you? Okay, then I can't really ask the next one. What do y'all think men are doing wrong in dating right now?
Jesus, can I answer first?
Yeah. What do you think men are doing?
Yeah.
What's something that's bothering you about the guys right now?
He said, what are they doing wrong?
What are they doing wrong?
Well, like, what, like, bothers you, I guess, like, what's the thing that's just like, dude, these guys, man, what the fuck? Stop doing this shit.
Oh, they're just boring. They're just bored. I can't, like, I'm more of an emotionally intelligent, like, if I can't have a conversation with you, I'm not attracted to you.
Right.
I don't care how you look. Like, it's a plus if
Sapiosexual.
is that what it's called?
That's what they say online. I don't
Okay.
believe all that shit, but
Well-
I think everybody is a sapiosexual if you're intelligent.
Okay.
If you're if you're a smart, like I was saying,
Yeah.
everybody's monkeys today. Like we're all
Mhm.
borderline fucking, animals. Yeah, well, some of the population is intelligent people, So if you're an intelligent person, you
You're
seek
most-
intelligence in other people.
For
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah,
That's how
and-
I've always felt about sapio. It's like, I mean, I'm a smart person, so I mean, obviously, I'm going to seek a smart person. So
Yeah.
does that make me sapio?
And then there's stupid people who like to seek stupid people, and the reason why is because they get along together because they can have their stupid conversations together. You know what I'm
Yeah.
talking about? Like
Yeah.
there's certain people that work out great together because they're both just stupid. They get perfectly along.
We didn't get to ask her.
Me?
Yeah,
What
yeah.
I think
What's
people do wrong. I mean, guys do wrong. I mean, trying to pretend like you're something that you're not. Like,
Oh,
if you're,
the peacocking.
yeah,
Yeah, it's called
like-
we call it peacocking whenever they wear all the clothes or designer or something, but really they're broke or
Right,
it's
and
with a
then you
credit
wanna-
card or
then
something.
You want to borrow money from me?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that
make
date.
it make sense.
Oh, those guys. That's like the
Mhm.
biggest red flag ever, I'd
Yeah.
say. If a guy asks to borrow money and he's wearing designer,
It's
wow,
like,
that's
what are
scary.
you doing?
So what do you think women are doing wrong today? Nothing. They're perfect,
no,
huh?
I'm not saying. I'm just
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
just
no,
a
no,
very,
no, I was
that's
just
a
kidding
very
her
hard
'cause she's
question.
laughing.
What do I think women are doing wrong today? I really don't know. I don't know. I just think it depends on like the men's point of view. Like if you're a man who wants a feminine woman and like she's working all the time or whatever you think is not feminine to you, then maybe that's to the man, that's what she's doing wrong.
What if I told you probably a majority, like most men want a feminine woman, but they're scared to say it. Like they're scared to say any of the things that you hear me say on the show. Because when they do, they get crossed off from pussy. They can lose their job. They can lose friends, family. Saying some of this stuff and saying how you really feel about women or saying what you really want, your real preferences, think about it. If I said that I want a girl that doesn't have a bunch of fucking bikini pics or isn't an OnlyFans girl, somebody would call me insecure for that. The internet will gladly call me. If I go on TikTok and post that, there's be a bunch of women saying, you're insecure for your preference. You're insecure for that. But I don't call y'all insecure because y'all want a tall guy. Because y'all want a guy that makes more money than you or anything like that. It doesn't.
He doesn't have to make more than me.
Well, hey, I'd
He
like
can make
to.
the same.
You think?
Yeah.
Have you ever done it?
Yeah, I've dated somebody who made the same amount of money as me.
How long were y'all together for?
5 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And y'all aren't together anymore?
No.
Do you get my point?
I mean, but that's not because
I'm telling you,
yeah.
it's a factor in it. It is definitely a factor. And the thing is, every panel I like to ask the girls like that question. And like every time, like even the older girls will be like, "Don't build a man, don't do that shit." Like it's not a gold digger for y'all to want a guy that's a provider. It's not a gold digger,
Oh, no,
okay?
for sure.
It's not like there's nothing wrong with wanting a guy that makes a little bit more than you because it's like have I explained to you like the evolution biology behind it, like how you're naturally designed to want somebody that's a little bit better than you, and it's all because you can't if we were 10,000, 20,000 years ago, you could not survive in the wilderness or in the jungle or whatever without a man helping you.
But that's evolutions. But now, and that's now.
Yeah, y'all don't need that anymore, and that's why y'all are like, oh yeah, I could do this or I could do that on myself, so I don't need a man for those things. That's why y'all look for vanity more. That's why y'all look for the more handsome guys, or because you don't need the provisioning, you don't need all that type of stuff. But at the end of the day, you still have a biological instinct to still want something.
Agree with that. I do.
And like that's the problem is like you can disagree with yourself all the time, but if we look at women that have already gone through it, and tried to do the 50-50 and stuff. And don't get me wrong, I think 10, 20 years ago, just 10 years ago, it could have happened a lot. Like our parents' generation, there was tons of women that were breadwinners of the families, tons of them. But with social media and the internet and everything like that, bro, there's always your thought is always there's better options out here. It's like an instinct in your mind to think, and it's called hypergamy, and there's nothing wrong with it. I don't think it's wrong that women are hypergamous. It's all about the balance of nature, and it's a good thing. Right. Guys, like women should be hypergamous, or else fucking y'all would be having babies with the worst guys ever. Some women already do this, but y'all would be having babies with the worst guys ever, and then like biology would have never worked for thousands of years. So hypergamy is a good thing. It's not a bad thing. Don't get mad about it.
Yeah.
What about you? What do you think women are doing wrong?
I don't think I mean, I guess I'm team girl or whatever because I mean I'm a girl, but like
Her.
Her.
I don't feel like women are doing anything wrong. I mean, it's all about like what kind of man you're trying to attract. If you wanna be in like your divine feminine energy, I mean, you're gonna wanna
Be with a super masculine guy.
Yeah, most definitely.
And I always like to say also, women fall into their feminine energy when they're with a masculine guy.
Yes.
Yeah.
But most guys aren't masculine, so they can't fall into it.
Most
And the reason why you
definitely.
fall into it because like if he's truly masculine, a true provider and all this stuff, you don't have to worry about bills. You don't have to worry about all this other stuff. When you get to not worry about those things, you get to literally focus on everything that makes you a woman.
Literally.
Everything that like makes you like loving and caring and nurturing. Like,
and I feel like I kind of do that unintentionally. Like when a guy is not, you know, not so much providing because you know I'm just dating or whatever. But I mean, if you're not like alpha male or anything, I find myself becoming more masculine to kind of like
compensate
because you're not
who you should be.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah, and that's what makes it really hard. That's why a lot of women end up sleeping with the same guys because there's such few guys that are masculine. Whether it's the looks or they have money or whatever it is, there's so few guys that are actually fucking it. Like we look at the statistics, 33% of men in between 18 and 30 are not having sex right now. Like 1/3 of guys. And so like when you look at everything, it's like when you look at Tinder studies, women swipe right on on the top 5% of men. So it's like when you look at all this stuff, a lot of women are all just going up to these top guys because no guys are masculine today. And who would we blame for that? You know, society has really pushed men into being little bitches and feminine as fuck. We got our moms, feminism, and all this stuff telling us, yeah, cry, yeah, do all this stuff. And the next thing you know, we have no men that are real men anymore. And that's what happens when you do that shit for 40 or 50 years.
Hey, I got a question.
Yeah.
For Sierra's point, she said that women are kind of, I know you're team girl and everything, but would you say that with the current dating market, there's a very strong more of a hookup culture that we have versus a relationship culture?
It most definitely is. I've had guys kind of like, I mean, guys are kind of crazy. Like in the DMs and everything, they'll text you like, "Where you at? What are you on?" Eyes, and they'll send like the eyes emoji, and I'll be like, "What are you looking at?" Like I don't know what
I'm looking at you
for that. I don't know what what that's supposed to give me or what. It's most definitely. I mean, some guys are kind of like becoming more aware of it and like adapt. I mean, if you want a girl who's gonna like be with you and you know
they're just fishing for pussy when they do that.
Yeah,
you got to understand like
sure.
like guys are really so like a guy who like doesn't try that hard, usually it's because they don't have to try that hard.
Right.
Like if you're a guy who got the riz or whatever, man, shit, you barely got to try. Some of these girls are going to come fuck you for doing nothing.
Right. I feel like it's some girls that kind of need to step their game up because they come to a girl like me and expect the same reaction to
well, you got to understand, like, pussy's devalued now. And, like, what sucks is the girls who hold it and don't give it out easily, y'all lose to the girls that give it out easily, and they devalue it to make it to where, like, you can't even capture some of these guys because they devalued it so much, or they made it to where they can go to them so much easier, you know? So, it's like, he's like, why would I try for 2 or 3 weeks, you know, whenever I got this other girl who's really down for me and she'll give it to me right now? Like they like, and it's not even like I said, it's not even y'all's fault. It's the girl's fault who did it too much or like gave it out. But I got to go back to something that like you kind of brought up. You said that like you would make like back in the day, like guys didn't really have to do anything because you were learning, you were young, you hadn't experienced enough. But now you're gonna try to make them wait. Do you like how long do you want to make a guy wait now? Is there like a time like do you like to say 3 days, a week, 2 weeks, a month? Like is there like a certain thing?
You said how long? How long did you say?
No, before what?
Before you let him have sex now. Like when you first meet a guy, like you meet a guy, like how long do you want to talk to him? How many dates do you want to go on until y'all would let him hit now?
Oh, maybe like 2 months.
Maybe like 2 months?
Yeah.
What about you?
See, I feel like it depends on the guy. I mean,
it does.
Some guys, I mean, it'll be like
if you got the riz,
2 weeks, 1 week. I mean, but if you're a really good guy, I mean,
if you're
it's a possibility that it could be like
actually no.
Yeah. Yeah. The big thing that I like to say though is it's really unfair like, or don't tell them this, basically. Like, if a guy knows that, like, guys in your past didn't have to do anything, or they got it within on one night or something like that, they're gonna be like, well, why the fuck did I have to work a week or two for this, you know? So so as long as you just never admit that, they would never know that, you know.
I'm not saying they didn't have to.
But sometimes it's unfair in that aspect.
Yeah, I'm not saying you don't have to do anything. I mean, if we've been, conversating for a while, I mean, and we go on a date or something, and it ends up happening, if something happens, just ends up happening, then that's just what it is. It's not like I planned for, oh yeah, I'm just gonna go and fuck him like right now.
I definitely think that you should wait as long as you can. And I don't know how long that is because it's different for everybody, but you should wait as long as you can until your pussy's tingling so hard you can't stop yourself. Because you want to have burning genuine desire for the guy. And I swear, the guy that you make wait months, you just don't care about them. Like, you don't have that urge in your heart to, like, fucking care for them, I guess, you know? Like, that burning genuine desire, I just don't see it. Now, I think that if you've always made guys wait 2 months, then yeah, of course, because you've always done that. And that's what's your instinct. But, like, if you've slept with a guy on the first night, like, say, like, there's a guy that you went out to a bar with, he was so hot, you fucking did it. Like, if you've done that for him, then you care more about him than the guy that you make wait 3 or 4 months, I swear. Like that, like you just have more of like a burning love for that, I guess you could say, or like it's burning genuine desire is what I like to call it. And guys should only be with women who have burning genuine desire for them. That's one of the big things I teach.
Hey, Sergio, you mind if I ask one more thing?
Yeah.
Regarding the whole hookup culture.
Yeah.
So back to that question though. If I asked you, who controls sex? Who controls access to sex? Men or women?
The woman.
Women control sex.
Yeah.
So would you agree that hookup culture was created by women then? If they're the ones that's controlling sex?
Everyone looking like,
No, for real. I mean,
it's okay to say yes. If women control access to sex, would you agree that hookup culture is created by women?
I don't think so. Me personally, I don't think so.
yeah, I still don't think so.
Because
You don't think so? So if 5% of guys are only getting swiped right,
only a small amount of men are getting sex, basically.
Amount of men are getting sex, but women are the ones that's controlling the sex. Wouldn't you agree that women are the ones that created this hookup culture?
It's a fact,
I feel like
guys.
You can't say no because the question is put so well.
Well, it's put up in a way where
it's true.
It's the facts. Yeah, like this is reality. Like that is a fact of reality. Now, if guys were the gatekeepers of sex, I would say no. But women are the gatekeepers of sex. Like that's how it's always been. So when you really look at it like that, the second women started giving out sex easily, there was the second that hookup culture became a thing. Because if women, this is one of the big things I teach on the show. If every girl today cut men off, every girl said no man's getting sex anymore, guess what would happen? What would men have to do? They would have to work harder, right? Yeah. They would have to become providers. They would have to become better men. They would have to stop fucking around or whatever it is, being fuckboys, whatever it is. They would have to for them to be able to reproduce and have their lineage go on. They would have to. So it's all up to the women to close their legs. That's the reason why I do this whole show. If I can teach 1 million women over the next decade to keep their legs closed, I actually, in turn, not only make the women better, I make the men better too. Fucking double kill. People don't even understand how fucking good I am at this show. Double kill. Yeah, but no, for real. Like, and people don't understand that this is all a fucking big thing that's going on. Everything that's going on with the sex and stuff like that, it's all a trend. And the trend can go back the other way. Like we saw it with Sodom and Gomorrah in the Bible. There's plenty of stories of this. Like everything that's happening right now, we could see that this was going to happen. And we can easily push the pendulum back. And that's what I'm doing with this show. A lot of people think that everything's going super hedonistic and we're never going to change. It's like, no, I can push this shit right back. It's the butterfly effect. If I sit here and preach this shit all day long, people are going to, like, I have tons of women that come back on this show and they've got relationships. Hey, shout out to y'all. Next Monday, we're going to have a relationship show. And it's girls coming back who got into relationships. And I just really think that, like, that's what's going to fix everything. Did you hear my like big rant about like why I hate single people so much?
No, tell me.
I'll tell y'all why. So I think single people are ruining the world in the United States for us because if you're single, I know you're like this is gonna be crazy because if you're single, the powers that be make more money off of you. You're not gonna go buy You're not going to have generational wealth. You're not going to go buy houses. You're not going to go do the things that couples and families and marriages and nuclear families do. You're going to do things that single people do, which is buying stuff to look prettier for men, spending money on vacations, spending money on all this stuff, all your disposable income on bullshit. Women are 80% of the consumer base of the credit cards and stuff. So when you look at stats and everything, they're making a shit ton of money off of women being single. That's why Vogue, that's why Cosmo sits there and gives you horrible relationship advice and all this stuff, because y'all are going to buy more of their shit in their magazines if they give you bad advice. This shit's been going on for 20, 30 years, even before the internet. Like feminism and all this stuff was really fucking up shit for years, especially birth control. If we look at birth control and what it does to a woman's libido and what it does to like how they're mentally are compared to whenever they're not on birth control, we look at antidepressants, SSRIs, what they do to a woman whenever she changes her libido. Like all that shit is all sent to fuck up the nuclear family and fuck up marriages and fuck up relationships and make it to where everybody is like confused, like trying to figure out what makes me happy and shit. No, it was really simple 50, 60 years ago. We're just made it complicated with all these drugs that we add into the equation. Like it's crazy how much drugs rule the world today, because medicine is your food. Like food is thy medicine, and most people don't understand that today. And like that's another reason why everything's all fucked up. Yeah, did you have something that you were gonna say? Okay. No. Do you? Why? Have you made rules for some guys but then broke them for others?
Oh, have I made rules for some guys and broke them for others?
Kind of like that guy that you might wait, 4 or 5 months on the dates. Like maybe you made some rules for him compared to the guy that.
It depends what type of pressure the person is putting on you. Like,
you think it's pressure or how he looks?
Well, no. Well, I mean,
sometimes looks have a big deal.
Looks do have a big deal with it, but like I said before, if you're cute and I don't find you mentally attractive, I'm just not even going to give you the time of day.
You're not? No. Okay. What about you? Have you ever made rules for some guys but then broke them for others?
Yeah, most definitely.
Most definitely?
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah. Like it goes back to the thing like I was saying, like we don't want a girl who tells us that, like back in her past she was wild and she had all this fun and she back then she would let guys hit it on the first time, but I know better now. I'm not doing that no more. I'm not doing that no more. I make rules for men now. But still, if an alpha hits you up or like that guy that got the Riz, you would kind of drop some of those fucking rules for him. You know what I'm saying? Like if he really got it like that. And then there's the dorky guys, the ugly guys, whatever. It's like, dude, he's gonna get every rule in the book. You ain't hitting for 6 months. You fucking better buy me flowers every fucking 2 weeks. They get hit with all these fucking stupid rules because they're simps. That's what they get.
I feel like, okay, so say I go on a date.
You're talking a little closer if you can.
Sorry. Say I go on a date with a guy, he's nice, has good conversation, it was a nice date, good dinner, maybe went to go do something versus like a guy that, I just met on Instagram or something and I'm just like figuring him out and blase, blase, blase. But I mean, if I really feel some type of way towards this guy, I mean, I'm more likely to break the rule for
the Instagram guy.
No, not the Instagram guy that I'm just.
Oh, for the date guy.
The one that's
because he's
putting
trying
in more effort.
That's what I'm saying.
More effort.
How much pressure is he applying?
Most definitely.
Yeah.
It's gonna debate on your timing. I don't have a set time, but like it's most definitely gonna.
It's based off of that.
Based off whatever you're giving me.
I'd argue it's all based off of looks, and the only reason why is because of today. If this was once again 30 years ago or something before social media and the internet, I would think that it was based off of like actual emotion and stuff. But dude. If I get on Instagram, it's just nothing but bikini models. If women get on Instagram, it's just nothing but really beautiful men. Like you're gonna see, like you scroll past the guys that are ugly or that aren't tall or stuff like that. Like you just cut them out. Like they're gone. So like if you sit there and you see nothing but these beautiful guys, then you're gonna think, I don't like this guy because he's too short. He's being weird. There's these other guys that are so much cooler. It's just like, fuck this shit.
If I'm being honest, there's more girls on my timeline than boys.
Really?
More beautiful women.
Well, yeah.
Most definitely.
Oh, yeah. Girls' Instagrams are just straight like, let's just support each other until we get up to the point. Beauty is a big deal to y'all. So women are heavily supporting each other to get each other's beauty up so then y'all can all get the man that y'all want. Because if y'all all hype each other up and like each other's shit and like everything, get each other on each other's explore pages, you're more likely to get your guy. Women are really good at working together to like get men. Whereas I think like guys are horrible about that shit. But like, that's why when you go to a homegirl's picture or something like that, she'll have fucking 50 comments from like a bunch of girls that are supporting her, trying to like boost her shit, trying to help her out. What's your first reaction? Oh wait, that doesn't make sense. How old was the man that you first loved the most? The guy you loved the most?
Same age as me.
Same age as you?
Mm-hmm.
That was the oldest?
Yeah.
Oh, what about you?
That's a tough question. I don't even know. Like, I don't.
Because you never really loved somebody?
Yeah, I don't think I've ever been just in love with anybody.
Obsessively obsessively in love.
Man, that's sad though. Like, I mean, you're young though. You're only
Yeah,
20,
she's only
but
20.
a lot of people in general, I believe, would have never or will never experience what genuine desire feels like when somebody has genuine desire in you, and vice versa.
Well, it's the younger generation, man. Do you use online dating?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so like one of the big things I'm against is online dating, and the reason why is because when you meet a guy on there,
Right.
Well, when you meet a guy on there, there's no connection to y'all other than that one
Physical.
connection.
Yeah.
That one connection through the internet like that. Whereas, say you meet somebody through a social group, there's somebody that connected y'all to that person. Like there's somebody meeting you to that, and when you do that, they're less likely to fuck you over because that's going to end up back to that person or that group.
Right.
So it's actually I think there's an animal instinct. I'm just saying this personally as a guy that doesn't use online dating, and the few times I did, I used it like an animal. And the reason why is because there's nothing connecting me to that person.
Okay.
Nothing.
In my defense, I don't use Tinder. I don't use.
That's good. You don't use the
or Bumble or
fuck apps.
The only thing that I use is Hinge, and I mean that's more of a like. I feel like that's more of a calmer, not so much trying to. I would say all the
apps are dangerous though because at the bottom line is guys lie for sex. So if you get online and you're trying to meet guys online, most of them are going to lie or say whatever it takes to have sex. This is something that we talk about all the time on here too. Yeah. You're always lied to. There's not one person in this world that's going to be honest to you except for me. And the reason why is I got a beautiful girl right over there and guys that are your uncle, your brother, or your father. Because they're not trying to fuck you.
Right.
But every other guy in this world, and considering there's a lot of people that are raised without fathers, brothers, and uncles today, or like if so, you don't want to hear their opinion. Like that's why everything is all fucked up. Like you need a guy like me telling you, hey, these guys are fucking scammers right now. They're finessing like crazy. Like I get it. I completely get it. I've seen it all. So I will come and tell you the full honest truth. Like, hey, this is what guys are doing today. You got to be careful. They're going to try to finesse you out your box. But here's the thing. They're trying to finesse you out your box, but some women are really good at finessing guys out the bag. Like it goes both ways. So like there might be like piece of shit guys doing this. There's piece of shit women doing the same thing right back. They're finessing guys out $3,000 for their rent. They're like texting some fucking trick like, hey, I really need this fucking money because my kids, we can't pay for anything. My rent's about to be gone. Like you gotta understand, there's people getting finessed on both sides. You don't want to be one of the women getting finessed out your pussy though. Yeah, you don't because he doesn't deserve it. He really doesn't.
Yeah, I don't
like those guys don't deserve it.
I don't think I've ever met anybody off of the app though. I think it's more so like a boredom type of thing.
Well, I think it's a great
validation.
Thing. Validation. It's a great thing for validation and attention. If you're a woman that likes attention or validation, shit, you can get guys that will simp and talk to you all day long on there. Right. So yeah, there's a lot of room for that. But see, it's dangerous because this is what happens. Your whole generation is going through this because y'all were raised on it. I'm 32, so like I didn't have my first Instagram until I was like 19. My first iPhone until I was 18. But like for your generation, y'all are raised so directly with that shit, like so perfectly in line with it that it's scary because you might end up like honestly you have to date way older to find a guy that's super serious.
Oh yeah, most definitely. I don't date anybody my age at all.
But that's sad. Like you shouldn't even have to do that. Yeah. Like you shouldn't even have to go up that high, but you have to right now. If you want, but do you want a serious relationship? Are you kind of actually looking for like something serious?
Yeah, I'm most definitely.
Because most people your age sometimes don't even want anything serious.
Yeah, I want something serious. I'm like the dating scene is not something that I.
It's only if the guy was worthy of it, though.
Yeah, most definitely. I'm not saying I just be passing it out to everybody, but it's like I've been dating. I mean, I've been going on dates. Not so much,
Yeah, I just think it's just best to just stay as celibate as you can. Like that's at the end of the day. Because what happens if you get digmatized by a guy, you won't see the really good guys that are asking you out. Because you'll be so focused on trying to get him to like you more or trying to get him to do whatever the fuck you want that you're not gonna see the really good guy over here. That's the most dangerous thing about sleeping around. The internet really fucked everything up. The validation.
I'm curious, Sierra. What is the age range that you're looking for a man along?
Oh, my age range.
Yeah.
Typically,
where do you start?
I start probably like I don't even want to say 22. maybe 22. That's like
Okay,
the
you're
starting
20.
age.
I thought you were gonna say like 28.
Yeah,
I
Seriously,
mean,
I was
did
kind of
too.
thinking
that's
that
like
too.
I did too.
I didn't want to sound too crazy because I mean I am 20, but it's like 22. That's like cutting it very,
Even those
very,
guys are
very,
fuck
very,
boys.
Yeah,
Unless you
seriously.
find a
very
really good one,
extremely
yeah.
close. But it's like I've talked to guys older, like upper 20s, 29, maybe like the oldest probably being 30, but like it's from 24 and down. It's like it's a very slim chance.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Just
No,
because I'm looking for something more serious, and it's like it's just the intelligence is not there.
I think the
At that
only younger
age.
guys that are serious, and I've met multiple ones like this. Like I
Mhm.
like my girl's sister's boyfriend, my BM's boyfriend. Like guys that are in like in blue collar work. You know,
Yeah.
HVAC, electrician, any type of construction or something like that. Those are guys that y'all can bet on. They
Right.
might be making 40 or 50K right now, but they'll make 100K once they're journeymans and shit
Right.
in like 10 years. So like, and they're usually serious. They're not fuck boys. They're usually like on their shit. Now, don't get me wrong. I've heard some girls tell me that they've met guys that do that shit and they're still super big fuck boys. So like, it just depends. But I think those are the best guys to bet on, kind of. I
Right.
guess if I were you and I wanted a younger guy, that's who I would bet on personally.
Right.
That's just me. I want to know, who do y'all think needs more respect, the man or the woman in the relationship? Yeah. Yeah,
I don't know. Like I feel
You-
like
you can go
respect
for it.
goes both ways.
You think it goes both ways? It's
Yeah,
equal?
respect
50-50?
definitely goes both
Always.
ways.
Yeah. You think
Always.
equal?
I think it's equal. I think I feel like as a man, they feel like a woman should respect them more, just because like
We're
they're
gonna say a super
masculine.
high. We're gonna say a super high value guy. We're gonna say a guy that's like super valuable. Do you think that he might deserve more respect? We'll
Most
say it that
definitely.
way.
What makes him deserve more respect?
I'll explain. Because he's providing more. He's doing
Yeah.
more. If he was doing less or equal, then I would agree.
Yeah.
It is an equal balance. But if a guy is literally doing more, like paying more, working harder, like doing way more, the woman should always look up and admire and respect their man. Like you got to
Yeah.
admire him.
For sure.
Have
Right.
admiration for him. And like and respect comes with admiration. So it's and this is they talk about this a lot in the Bible in Ephesians. It's one of my favorite books of the Bible, and the reason why is they talk a lot about how like they talk about respect, like the duality between respect and love, and it works multiple ways. It even like they even explain in there, like with slaves, if the slave respects his master, the master will love the slave. If the kids respect their parents, the parents will
Do you believe
love
that?
the kids. Yes, I very much believe it. Let me finish. And then for the woman, if she respects the man will love the woman. If the people respect the church will love the people. And I truly believe that cycle is very true in every one of those aspects. And it's always because one person has more responsibility. Like it's always that one person has more responsibility. And like just like how the parents have more responsibility over the children, they have to respect them more. The guy has more responsibility over the relationship. The woman needs to respect him more. It's like I said, if he's a guy that's going 50-50 with you or something, fuck no, he doesn't deserve
Right.
more respect.
I agree
He
with
does
that.
it. I'm just saying,
Definitely.
those guys that are fucking amazing though, you better be
Right.
prepared to respect him like a little
lot
bit more. Yeah,
Yeah.
because he's doing more.
Yeah.
So I got a question too in
Yeah.
reference to that. In a relationship setting, who do you expect to lay down their life for the opposite sex? Do you expect the man to lay their life down for the woman, or the woman to lay down their life for their man?
The man.
The man.
Mhm.
So for the man to protect and really put his life in front of yours, the least he can get is
It's some
more respect.
Right. Most definitely.
Like,
Mhm.
why would that's a fucked up deal?
Yeah,
A
yeah.
really
It would be
fucked
it
up
would
deal.
be a bad it would be a bad bet for us.
That's a simp. That's a simp move. That's
Yeah.
fucking
Right.
stupid.
And then
Yeah.
not get the respect and then provide everything. No.
Yeah.
I
And this-
most definitely would give more respect to
Yeah.
a man who's providing more.
Yeah, he just needs to be the right guy.
Yeah.
Which once again, we just don't got enough of those guys that are
So that kind of, this goes back to my genuine desire statement I mentioned. Like, it's sad, but a lot of women will not ever experience what it's like to have genuine desire for their man. Like, have the top tier guy that you're like, damn, this is a good quality fucking man right here. Not necessarily a high value, but a good, solid quality man that you're like, fuck, I respect the hell out of this man. I love the shit out of him. Like, I'm going to do anything. I'm going to be submissive because I genuinely desire and want to make him happy. Not because I'm quote unquote obeying him. You know,
Yeah.
you're completely submissive. You're in your full femininity, and you really do respect that man. It's sad, but a lot of women aren't ever going to experience that in life.
Yeah. I gotta figure out now, what are y'all kind of shooting for? Are you like, what are your preferences? I guess like, what do you not want to settle under when it comes to like income and height?
Income and height. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm a taller girl. I'm
You are kind of
5'8".
tall. Yeah.
So I mean, you at least have to be like 5'11".
You're
At
okay with
least.
sacrificing the heels, kind of,
I
because you would be
guess we would be
sacrificing the
like
heels
the
for the
same
5'11".
height. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, 5'11". That's cool, but I mean, I
Yeah.
obviously prefer.
Yeah. And what about income? Do you care about income? Like, what do you want his income to be at?
More than me. I mean, I
Just
want to be. I would rather be under my man. So I mean, I'd rather you make
just
more
a
than
little
me.
bit more in some
Yeah,
way.
yeah.
What about you?
I'm not 5'8". I'm 5'5". So you can be 5'9".
Yeah, you're
5'9"
good.
and above, and I'm okay.
You
with
can
that.
still wear your heels.
Yeah. And income equal or more.
Equal or more.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well then, yeah, y'all aren't like very like unrealistic or anything. I was gonna say if y'all had unrealistic standards, you better be prepared to be with a guy that sleeps around. But I want to ask that really quick. What do y'all think about when it comes to like sexuality like that? Like, do y'all think that it's equal when it comes to like men sleeping around and women sleeping around? Like, are they the same thing? Like, is it exactly the same?
I don't know. I mean, I've had some guys like come to me now, and I've had some guys tell me like I don't even like masturbate anymore because I have the ability to like create life with that. So it's like they don't even do that no more. So it's like
Yeah. Well, yeah. Yeah, no fap is a huge movement right now. There's a lot of guys doing the no fap
like,
shit.
So it's kind of like
Yeah. You didn't know that? Yeah, it's
Yeah.
huge. It's huge.
I've had multiple guys. I mean, say that. I mean, I don't know if that was cap or not, but you know.
Oh, you'll be able to tell if there's a river on you afterwards. I'm just saying, like, geez.
Right.
If he's really doing it, come on. Yeah, I don't know if that's every guy, but shit.
Yeah.
But so you think it's kind of like equal, or would you say that, like, do you think that a guy and a woman that both have 30 bodies are the same?
No, most definitely not. I feel like it's worse on girls.
It's definitely worse.
Yeah, it's most definitely worse.
Damn patriarchy. What about you?
Yeah, I think it's worse.
It's damn patriarchy, huh?
It is.
It's a damn patriarchy.
It's
not the
fair, but
patriarchy.
that's the truth.
And well, it's not fair, but life isn't fair.
Yeah,
you know, like there's
true.
nothing. I get mad that girls get to skip the line at the clubs and they get to get on yachts at 19 years old because they got DM'd by some rich dude. But shit, life ain't fair. You know, like that's just the world. The big thing is that it's not respected. So like a guy is respected if he has a high body count because he had to work hard to get to that. Unless he's like a football player at 18 or 19 or something like that, you're not gonna fucking get girls easily unless you make a lot of money. It takes years. It takes till you're 30, 35. So that guy's really respected when he gets a bunch of bodies because it's very hard for him to get the bodies.
Respected by who though?
By other men.
men.
By
Yeah,
society.
yeah,
But just by society. Even women will keep sleeping with that guy because he's obviously valuable if he's able to get that from multiple women, get burning genuine desire from multiple women like that. It's something that's very hard. Whereas women, y'all know it's fucking easy for y'all to get sex. So
Right.
why would we respect y'all for it? There's
Right.
no respect. Nothing in the world is respected if it's easy.
Right.
Nothing. It doesn't matter what the fuck it is. I want to know what's your first react. Or wait, no, the next one. Wait, no, where was it?
Chat, if y'all in here, go ahead and like the video for us, please, and subscribe.
Yeah, please, guys. Damn, I lost that one. Hey, can you read that other super chat while I'm trying to find this really quick, Donnie?
Yeah, I got you. Got it from J.R. Choi. How is the Earth flat when Mars is a sphere?
I do not know.
I just heard you say, "Oh God."
Okay. Well, how is it? Oh yeah, dude, we're gonna get the flat earthers in here. Maybe if we say that enough, YouTube will actually fix the algo for us. Flat Earth, flat Earth, flat Earth, flat Earth, flat Earth, flat Earth, flat Earth.
Flatter.
Nah,
Flatter.
you say it 5 times in the mirror, Michael Sartain's gonna pop up behind you. Shout out to Michael Sartain.
Yeah, shout out to Michael Sartain. I wanted to ask, what is love to you? You know, this is something that's heavily debated all the time. I'm gonna go back to the Bible on it. What do you think it says it is? Don't cheat.
Love for me is, I don't know. I mean, I do know whenever you just have like genuine, I don't know how to use it without using the word.
It's hard to describe, huh?
Yeah. But I think it's rare. I think a lot of people don't get to experience it, but when you do, like, you know what it is.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. What do you think it is?
Yeah, I don't think I can too much answer that question because I mean I haven't.
Yeah, you haven't been.
I'm still finding it. So.
I'm gonna teach y'all what it is. It's devotion to another person. It's devotion. It's devotion to someone, and like you could show Christ was the greatest example of this. Like being Christ-like is just he literally washed the feet of the men that were under him. Yeah. You know, like devotion, doing work for somebody, like doing things for someone. Me and my girl, one of the things I like to explain is that our relationship, it works because we're constantly fighting to do something for the other one. It's like, what do you need? What do you need? What do you need? She's always saying, what do you need? What do you need? Like, what do you need? To the point where you don't have to ask questions anymore. You already naturally know what that other person always needs, and you don't even have to communicate it anymore. And that's something that just people don't do today. They get in a relationship, they say, what are you going to do for me? What do I get out of this?
Right.
It's ego talking when y'all do that. When people do that, it's all ego saying, I'm better than you and you should be worshiping me. And that's bullshit, because a good relationship is y'all both removing your egos and you're both devoting each other showing devotion to each other, constantly working for the other one.
Right.
And that's how relationships are supposed to work today, but nobody does that. Everybody's really confused about, what it really is. Is respect, or is it earned or given, would you say?
It's
earned.
Yes, it's
earned. Yeah. Like that guy has to work really hard to get to the point where he can earn that type of respect from a woman. I don't think that you can get it that easily. What's more attractive to you, a mechanic or a farmer?
A farmer.
A farmer?
A mechanic.
A mechanic?
Yeah.
Why a mechanic?
I don't know. Maybe it's like the city girl in me, but like I don't.
You want a guy that can like fix your shit for you all the time and stuff?
Yeah. I mean, I'm not a country girl, so I don't really see any.
Like the farmer stuff. Why'd you say farmer?
I actually want to have a farm.
You actually want
to? I really do, and I feel like with the farmer comes many trades. Like you have to be able to know how to do the fence. You have to be able to take care of the animals and like kind of be strong.
It's like connection with nature is what I always say. Just being able to like be in symbiosis with that, like it's a green flag. And like the reason why mechanic's a green flag, or anybody that does any type of that, is because it's problem solving. If you know how to fix things, if you know how to do anything, like he's just an amazing problem solver that can figure out any problems.
I don't have to pay anybody to fix my car.
Exactly. Yeah, that's why I'm saying some of those guys are really valuable, but how often do they get chose? When you really think about it. What was the last mistake you took accountability for? Like, I don't make mistakes.
No, I do.
I do. I gotta think about it though.
Yeah, it's hard.
That I took accountability for.
I didn't mean city girl like. I'm sorry.
Oh no, it's fine. You can read it.
City girl like I'm a city girl like Young Miami.
City boy. City boy.
I'm saying like I'm from Dallas. I'm not from the country.
She's not calling herself that kind of city girl.
Not that kind of. I'm like the original city. Like I'm from.
Can you think of an accountability?
I don't.
Hey, if you're just doing good right now, you're just doing good right now.
I am doing good right now.
Yeah, there's no distractions, nothing fucking you up.
No.
Okay. What about you? Do you think that there's anything you need to take accountability for? Last mistake?
Saying that there's nothing wrong with women in dating today.
I never said that. Did I say that?
Yeah.
Oh, well. I mean, I was wrong for that. I guess I'm taking accountability right now because I don't remember saying that.
Okay, well that's taking accountability still.
Right.
What do some women do that y'all think just screams she needs attention? Like she's doing that because she just really.
Oh, and she always talks about it when everything always just like goes back to her.
Really.
Like, everything. Like
everything.
Everything.
She's screaming, I need attention. What do you think?
I feel like a girl who posts a lot, like your story.
Like multiple times
every
a day.
Hour. That's a lot.
So what's healthy? So what's healthy on social media? Like what do we think is really healthy for a girl? Like we're gonna say a girl to post. Like what's a good post schedule for a girl? I mean,
it definitely did. Like I follow people on TikTok and Instagram who are famous and they have to post
they're
a lot
influencers.
during the day.
But we're gonna say the normal girls. Like
money,
yeah. What about the normal girls?
It's like you're posting every hour and it's like nothing. It's like nothing to post. It's like you might be posting what you're doing. Like nobody cares what you're doing, but I mean that's what you're doing.
For sure, you just want somebody to talk to you.
Yeah, I mean, but people gonna do what they want to do. I just be like, girl, like don't nobody.
We don't need a life update.
What?
We don't. It's not that exciting.
What do y'all think guys do to get attention too much? I would say it's mostly the peacocking. I think like buying like the stupid clothes, the stuff that they think is gonna attract more women to them.
In the section every other fucking weekend.
So weird.
Yeah,
the only way I would understand that is if you got a really good friend group of guys that like you're all splitting it. It's only like $30 for y'all to do it every weekend, or $50 for y'all to do it every weekend.
Every weekend though. You don't
well, if you're single, like it just depends. If you're a single guy and you're going out all the time, like I mean, can you really? I don't know. It's like a girl that's being single. Like we can actually probably argue about this right now if you want, but I don't think a girl should be going on girls' nights, you know, going out to the club and shit like that. But if you're single, go all day. Like go. Like if you're a single girl, then go to the club all the fucking time. Like that's why you're single. It's a single place. It's an environment for single people. It's an environment for fucking singles to meet each other and mingle and drink and do all that stuff. So yeah, if you're single, yeah, go to the club. Like why not?
You're saying if you're in a relationship, you shouldn't be going to the club.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. It's a big one. Yeah, a lot of your generation definitely hates it when I talk about these things.
Yeah,
but
I feel like I can go out. I mean, if I'm in a relationship and I go out and it's like I have a good time with my friends or whatever, like if I'm coming home to you, I feel like it should be no problem.
Yeah, it's all about the guy, and most guys can't choose these things. Most guys, if they even said that, they would lose out on pussy for the rest of their life. Like every girl that does even say yes to them is the type that I better get to go out with my girls or else this ain't even happening. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, high value men, they do something called create a boundary usually. And what the boundary is like, this is what my standards are. This is like, you're going to walk into my frame. I'm going to hold frame as a man. And if you want to be in a relationship with me, you're coming into my frame. And in my frame, I don't like you going on girls' trips. I don't like you having girls' nights. And I don't want you having bikini pictures on my Instagram or on your Instagram because you're a representation of me. So yeah, like I'm gonna take all those type of things seriously. A guy gives away his last name, a guy's lineage that all of his grandparents, his grandmothers died and worked through all types of horrible shit in the environment for thousands of years to get to the point where I'm here right now. I'm working up to the point where I'm better than 90% of the other guys. Shit, yeah, I'm gonna fucking have my boundaries. But also, I have to have my boundaries, or certain guys have to, because what happens if they slip up and they simp and they get with the wrong girl? They destroy your empire. A woman has the power to not only make a man into an amazing thing, they got the power to cut their legs out from under them completely. So the greatest empires rose because of women, and they also fell because of women. So like a guy has to be super, especially a high value guy, has to be extremely peculiar about who they're picking, you know? But not will 90% of the guys be okay with you doing that shit? Hell yeah. They will totally be okay with it. And they'll never argue any of these points that I'm making.
Right.
But yeah, I'll get called insecure all the time for my standards, but y'all can have standards all the time, and it doesn't mean anything. All women have standards, but if a guy has standards, he's a misogynistic incel. What about you, though?
I was gonna ask, how is the empire brought down by a woman?
Because she can, like, she's the one who lays next to you at night. If fucking another country came over and said, hey, slit his throat and we'll give you all these diamonds and riches and all this stuff, she has the power to do it because she sleeps next to you every night. Shout out to Cuba, what's his name, Fidel Castro. Like he literally had that exact thing happen to him. He literally, the FBI was literally, or CIA was trying to convince a woman, one of his wives, to fucking kill him. Like, and she couldn't do it. She literally like tried to do it, and then they end up having sex or something afterwards. It's a really crazy story. I know, right? But like, no, like women do completely destroy empires if you choose the wrong one. You better choose the right one. Yes.
And I mean, divorce rates are up.
Yeah.
Women initiate 70% of divorces. And Sergio, why don't you go on an explanation about that a little bit further?
Yeah, women initiate 70% of divorces, 90% if they're college educated. So any man with even half a brain right now is thinking about that shit, especially if he's valuable. He's like, I don't want to lose half of my shit. Like, imagine if when you're putting a ring on somebody's finger, there's a 70% chance, or there's already a 50% chance it's going to end, and it's 70-90% her decision. Like, that's scary as fuck as a guy. Like, you only want to marry a girl if you know she's really fucking down for you. Like, really down for you and isn't going to walk away at the slightest hiccup.
I feel like that also goes in with, like, women having more respect for themselves, because me personally, I remember when I found out, like, my grandpa cheated on my grandma, like, a long time ago, but she stayed with him, like, for years and years and years, never divorced him, whatever. I feel like women are just creating like a higher standard. It's like, if you're not going to do right with me, then I'm just going to go.
So like, there's definitely a lot of piece of shit guys, or guys that like, I'm not going to say, don't sit here and think that I'm just defending all men, because I'm not.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of piece of shit guys. But the thing is, I don't think that every family should be ruined by a guy sleeping around, because a guy having sex and a woman having sex are two completely different things. If a woman cheats, she is completely checked out. 1,000% checked out of the relationship. She does not love the guy anymore. She was already emotionally cheating before she went and had sex with him. She was already talking to the guy or whatever it is. If a woman cheats, it is the end of the relationship. If a man cheats, it's not the end of the relationship. Men and women's sexual strategies are completely different. We're opposite. Women want the best quality guy they can get. Men want the best, or want the most quantity. So we're just two completely different things. And like, women always project how y'all feel, and I get it, because y'all really have, like, y'all are very loyal people sexually. That if it's been like that for 1,000 2,000 years. Because if you slept around as a hoe fucking 2,000 years ago, you were thrown out into the desert and said bye. And where nobody's gonna take care of your fucking kids because you slept with 20 dudes and we can't tell who's the baby is. So like back then, being a hoe was a really big fucking deal.
Right.
But guys have always been like this. Genghis Khan, Alexander the Great, guys have always wanted to spread seeds. That's what we're designed to do. I'm not going to sit here and say that guys should do this. I don't preach for guys to cheat or that guys should always be honest if they are going to do anything like that. They should be honest and upfront straight from the start. But I'm not going to sit here and ignore the fact that that's what high value men do. Another thing I like to talk about is there's such thing as high value men and there's high quality men. Okay.
Mhm.
So you can find a guy who's high value. That means he's valuable. Every girl wants him. Like he's the guy who's like dickmatizing girls and he got the riz, you know. But then there's high quality guys. This guy might make $40,000 a year, be the guy who works as an HVAC, technician or whatever. But he's high quality. He's never going to cheat on you. He's going to treat you really good. He's going to respect you. He's going to do all this stuff. And there might be a unicorn that's both of those things. That's high value and high quality. But it's a unicorn. It's very hard to get. You're gonna have to be a fucking unicorn yourself to get it. You know.
Mhm.
So like, it's just it's a matter of what you want. If you want a high quality man, then go for a high quality man. If you want a high value man, go for a high value man. Just realize if you choose high value, he's probably going to exercise his options because he has options and most guys don't. Yeah. What was the next one? Damn, my thing keeps messing up every time I go to a question and I pull it back up. It goes to a different one. Donnie, did you have a question?
Man, I'm trying to remember what the last one was about because I think.
Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, this is a good one. If you're going to make guys wait for sex now, can he sleep with other women while he's taking you on dates? So you're telling him, I'm a new girl now. I want to make guys wait, 2 months or whatever. Are you gonna? He's gonna tell you though straight up. He's like on y'all's first, second date. Like I'll go on these dates, but I'm gonna let you know I have other girls that I am sleeping with. Would you be okay with that?
If the conversation was had before.
If the conversation was like on the first or second date,
establish like what we're doing here.
And he will stop sleeping with the other girls whenever he becomes like once y'all are serious. Basically, that's what he's saying. Yeah. Okay. What about you? You wouldn't want to do that? No. So that's
I'm not sleeping with him while he's sleeping with other women. So
yeah. Well, the big thing that I like to say is that it's if you do want the high value guy, that's kind of what you got to do. Is you got to accept that guy, because he gets girls so easily, he's going to be exercising his options while you're not giving it to him. But I think that if he says, I'm going to stop doing this, then, be like, cool.
I mean, I might be open to it if like you come to me and like, oh yeah, I mean,
he's honest from day one.
Honest from day one, but it's like,
and most guys that are high value and stuff, they really are honest about sometimes like this shit because there's no reason to fucking lie. I think a lot of piece of shit guys lie because they have a lot to lose or something, Yeah.
And that's why you just have to really communicate. Like, hey, just wanted to ask, am I the only person you're talking to? No? Okay, cool. Yeah. So that way you can make sure you're guarded as well. Like you're guarded yourself as well.
Sergio, I did have a question actually.
Yeah.
Going back to that whole, girls going to clubs, stuff like that while they're in a relationship still. Would you respect your man if he asked you not to go to a club or not to go to a girls trip, to not go to have an IG? Would you respect him?
Yeah.
Most definitely.
You would?
Yeah.
If
she's like, shit, she said yes, I need to.
Or if your man asks you to not have an Instagram or go out?
Or go out like to the club, go on girls trips.
We're going to say it's like a curfew. Like you're still allowed to go to like brunch with your girls and stuff. You just can't go out from 10 to 3 in the morning with your girls.
Oh, okay.
I mean, like, yeah. I mean, if you're doing everything
if he's the right guy,
like,
if he's the perfect guy.
If you're the right guy, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, whatever you want.
Absolutely.
Yeah, like I said, those normal guys can't have those boundaries, and I don't think that they're usually going to exert them. They're not, because they don't have no leverage. Right. Like, but the guy who's valuable, he has all the leverage, so he's going to be like, yo, you want to step into my shit, this is how it is,
Right. You want to become an egg, then that's fine.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, you're not really missing out because he's still going to take you on vacations.
Exactly.
Like, y'all are still going to go have nights out together. Like, y'all can still go pop bottles together. Like, you're not really missing out on anything if he's like actually a really good guy.
Yeah. Right.
Do y'all think that women have post-nut clarity? Like, you have sex with a guy and you wake up and you're like, fuck, that was not doing this again. Yeah. Yes, for sure.
I'm not doing this again, or
I mean, I've had some.
Yeah.
I guess it might be post no nut clarity. That might be what it is. It's post no nut clarity because
so
I'm like, yeah, I'm not
annoying.
doing this anymore.
That poor guy, man.
To the street.
That's funny. I put next to this, not a provider. Do you think that like if a guy isn't a provider, that would make a sense, make a difference on that? Like if he's kind of broke, like you might be like, yeah, I'm never gonna talk to you again because you're like a broke guy. Like I used you for sex and now like I didn't really get what I wanted out of it. I'm done. Like, does money have anything to do with that or not at all?
I think it does.
A little bit. I don't even know why I wrote that in the note. I'm really confused about it too.
Yeah, I am a little confused about the question, but
Yeah,
I
me
think
too.
I don't know. Maybe
Like
it
basically,
does.
like if you had sex with a broke guy, would you kind of regret it afterwards because you're like, he's broke. That was such a waste of my time. Like he's not going to be anything valuable to me anytime.
I think I would know if he was broke before I'm having.
Oh
sex
yeah,
with
well
him.
you're not the type to really do recreational,
Yeah.
But yeah. But what about you on that one? Do you think that him not being a provider makes any difference in that?
I mean, yeah, it most definitely does.
It
It's
does?
Like, I'm not doing that. Like,
Well, like straight up, like I gotta ask detail. Like, is this like straight up like dry up your coochie type energy? Like it's just like, or like, but I mean, what if this guy's 6'4" with a fucking foot long dick and like fucking chiseled and abs and stuff? Like, even if he has all that, but he's broke, There's definitely broke guys who still lay it down really good,
Maybe I used to, but like I've most definitely
Not
put
anymore.
value on my body now, so it's kind of like maybe the appearance might have appealed to me back
when you were
a
younger.
couple years
Yeah.
ago, but like no,
Shit changes.
Yeah,
Damn, you're only 20 years old. You're talking like this 10 years ago.
I mean, like
Honestly.
2 years ago. 2 years ago. I mean, my whole like
How can you tell if a guy has big dick energy or small dick energy?
How he approaches you,
How he approaches you.
or how he reacts if you approach him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What about you?
Like some signs. Just the way he approaches you. Like if you're, what are you on? Like
The bullshit.
yeah,
Like,
and then it's also like if they're too complimented. Like if they're like, oh my gosh, you're such a queen. Like off jump, you're such a queen. You're so beautiful.
It's
Blah, blah, blah. And it's
simping,
like
dude.
that's giving small dick energy.
Yeah,
definitely.
Well, guys, now
It's
y'all
all-
know if you fucking simp in any way, you look like you got small dick energy, man.
From jump though.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, there's some guys that do that.
yeah, from jump is crazy. Maybe it can develop into something like
Yeah.
that, but like from jump in my DMs, like you're so beautiful, you're a queen. Oh my gosh, I just want
it's
to
too much.
kiss the ground you walked on and drink your bath water. Like no,
People are really fucking weird today. I really don't get it. Like, and I don't even blame the women for a lot of these issues today. It's the simps. It's the simpedemic of all these guys because here's the thing, y'all would kind of probably accept those guys that make the $40,000-$50,000 a year, like the really good guys, the high quality guys. I think they would get way more chances with women if it wasn't for all the simps confusing y'all, thinking that there's all these guys that like really care about you and like will buy you gifts and all this stuff. It kind of gives you this mentality of abundance that's just false, because those are all bullshit guys. Like they're all trash. So it's like you can have this abundance mindset of all these men and like, oh, I'm fine. I got so many guys coming. I can wait 10 years. I can wait as long as I want to. But it's just like, not if 99% of them are trash. Not if most of these guys are fucking ain't shit. Should a woman's past matter?
yeah, most definitely.
Yeah. She's like, dude, why did you say that? Stop going against me.
No, should
Well,
a
no.
woman's past matter?
We talk about this a lot. Like we started doing cards because women like to copy each other so much. Y'all are very social creatures, so it's like very like where y'all kind of like to say similar.
Yeah.
Like y'all don't want to disagree. It feels
Right.
uncomfortable. Y'all are very egalitarian about everything, very community based. So it's really hard sometimes for women to say that's the opposite of what another girl says. It's very normal.
I don't think it should matter.
You don't think it should?
No.
Carfax, man. You gotta check the Carfax. You gotta make sure that like it's good. So if
Is
you
it
go,
the same for
if
a
you,
man?
well, if
yeah,
you,
I feel like it's same for a man, so that's why I feel like it's the same for.
I don't think it's the same.
Yeah, that's
but
what
let
I'm
me
saying. I don't think
explain.
it's the same,
If you
so
go
I
to
don't know
court,
about it.
if you go to court, the judge is gonna judge you based off of everything from your past, everything that you've done. Okay, so like that's just how it works. Like whenever you go and do anything like that, we're all gonna look at your past. But the thing is, a past for a woman is bad, but a past for a guy is good.
I'm going to change my answer.
Yeah.
Yes, only because after you put it that way, not me, but I have known people who are judged by their past,
Yeah.
like a lot. And I'm like, well, they're not like that anymore. And, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, it
What
doesn't
we're
matter.
saying.
Like that's how the judge is gonna be. You could
Yeah.
be the greatest guy ever, but if he sees that you had fucking 3 burglaries, like fucking all this crazy shit.
Yeah.
They're gonna judge you based off of that, even if this new crime was just you taking a bubblegum pack from somewhere. Like you're still gonna be judged based off of all of that shit.
Yeah.
And like but guys, it's not the same though. Scars on a guy is sexy. Scars on a woman's not. Like trauma on women is not sexy. Like youth, beauty, everything about a woman is all based off of y'all being innocent and nothing bad happening to you. That's why your father is crazy about protecting you, because that's everything for a woman, is protecting your innocence and your youth. A guy, though, I would argue every fucking thing that makes a guy masculine all comes from trauma. All of it. There's not one aspect of masculinity that doesn't come from you going through pain or trauma. Like, think about it. Going to the gym, ripping your muscles, fucking failing at a business so you can learn the things that you need to get the next business to work. It all comes from trauma from a man. Right. Everything that makes them successful. But no, women are the exact opposite. It really sucks, but it's just like the truth. What does it mean if a woman says my phone died?
What time?
Huh?
What time? How long has she been away from a charger?
We're gonna say a day. Or no. We'll just say 2 hours. We'll say 2 hours.
Girl, please.
Like she was actually like doing some fuck shit. What about you? What do you think?
I mean,
for 2 hours?
I'm not letting my phone.
I don't
die
let
for
my
2
phone die.
hours.
No.
I'm not letting my phone die.
We
for 2 hours.
just broke up like probably 4 relationships.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Some guy's gonna see that and be like, my girl has not talked to me in so long. Well, this is just a different random question. How long do you think you should wait until you move in with somebody?
A year.
Have you ever lived with somebody?
Yes.
Okay. How long did y'all live together for? Oh, is that guy for 5 years?
Yeah, but we didn't live together for 5 years. We lived together for a year.
A year. What about you? Wait, can I even ask you that question? I guess. Yeah.
I mean, I've lived on my own.
Yeah.
Most definitely. I feel like.
How soon would you want to, even though you've never experienced it?
Probably. I've experienced before.
Oh.
I mean,
you lived with the guy?
I've had bad experience. I've had a very bad. It didn't last too long.
Yeah.
It was very bad. So I say like living with somebody is just like a whole different diaspora or whatever. But like
you got to be in a really. He needs to be in a really good state of his like life and his provisioning.
Comfortable enough with each other to talk about money.
Yeah.
Because if you're 6 months in, 7 months, maybe even a year in, it's like if you're not comfortable enough to talk about money, then you can't live together.
Well, that's what makes it so hard. Is that like? So this is why I believe so hard in track-on relationships, because if the guy is fully doing everything, like say like I make so much per hour compared to my woman that I just take care of everything, but that means that we don't have to argue over everything. We don't have to be like, hey, are you paying for this? I want to pay for this. Hey, can you do this? There's no like what's equal. There's no debate. And like when you have to debate all these things, it's just asking for issues.
Yeah,
it's just and most women out earn men today. Like in major cities, women out earn men. Women are graduating from college more than men right now. So if you look at all this shit, most households are pretty uneven right now, with the woman even making more or making the same as him. And that just fucks everything up. Like I read this on Reddit every day that women are making just as much as their man. They come home, they have to take care of the kids, they have to do the food, they have to do all this stuff. They're tired of it. Mm-hmm. What woman wants to do that? And then the guy's like broke or something, or making the same as you, So it's really fucking hard to find the provider, like I'm always talking about. Do you feel like self-love can replace the desire for intimacy? I really want you to answer this one, since you've kind of been single for a little bit.
Yeah, it can.
It can?
Because before I had like self-love for myself, it used to be more like a
you're searching for it
culture type of situation.
You look outward for it instead of inward.
Yeah, I feel like what's his name in the back? He kind of feels like I'm just a city girl, like I said, or whatever. But it's like I haven't been sexually active for too long, but it's like the experience that I'm growing up in, everything like that. I'm kind of
you're like your culture, like your environment is your destiny. So like the culture you're raised in and everything that you experience, like you didn't choose to be who you wanted to be. Like if you were born in India, you would have been a Hindu. Like you don't choose who you're gonna be.
Yeah,
your environment does. So like you can't get, if you're just now learning all these things, it's just like, well, my environment told me I was supposed to do all this stuff, like everybody told me it was cool to go do all these things, and like this is normal. Like you can't really blame yourself.
Definitely, like before I found love for myself and like valued my body as much as I do now, it's like some of the messages that I get like in my DMs and stuff, I'm like some of the things I used to answer to, like reply to, and it's like some of the stuff I kind of look at like, why would I even like you're blocked? Like why would I even respond to that? So it's kind of like dating is much. I used to hate dating, most definitely, but once I found self-love for myself, dating has been, cool. It's like,
Yeah, just don't let it replace. I mean, you're only 20, so you got plenty of fucking time. But don't. I've had some girls on my show that stayed single until they were like 20 to 30. You know, like don't let self love completely keep you from having a family and all the crazy stuff. You know, but yeah, you're fine because you're only 20. What about you though? Do you think like self love can replace that intimacy from other humans?
No, I think we're humans. We all need intimacy from each other.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's really good to have self-love and know yourself and things like that. But I think we all still need some form of intimacy, even like babies. If you don't hug them or things like that, they could die. So
yeah.
I feel like it's kind of a difference between like intimacy and then like, being.
Yeah, there's different levels of intimacy for sure.
Yeah,
like if you can just have a deep conversation with someone versus like intimacy, the way it's usually looked at is like sex.
Are we saying intimacy like sex, or are we saying like?
Yeah, what are you saying?
Yeah, intimacy
like,
as in like connection
like
with another person
self-love?
physically. Yeah.
Physically. Oh,
my self-love can allow me to value myself enough to where I don't want to give my.
Where you don't want to go do it.
Yeah.
Like that's. Yeah, and like I said, I think that's good for the start. Like I think that like while you're trying to find like the right person, that's definitely good.
Yeah.
What number do you rate yourself?
Based on what?
It's not the relationship one. It's like actually what you physically, I guess, like consider yourself. You know, like what number do you rate yourself? I'm gonna 5 is hold on. 5 is average though, ladies. And I'm gonna say as a somewhat average guy in some things, like when it comes to look, I'm at least like a 4 or a 5. So just know that that's the scale that I'm kind of looking at. What would you call yourself then?
From a 1 to a 10?
Yeah. And 5 is average. Like 5 is the normal person.
Oh, not average. So maybe like a.
Talk closer.
Maybe like a 9.
A 9?
Yeah.
Okay. She's a 9.
I rate myself a 10.
She's a 10, guys.
I was gonna say 10, but I was like,
I don't know. I mean,
what makes you that number?
I mean, I'm very. I see myself as attractive. I mean,
It's a confidence thing, right?
Yeah, I have good traits in myself. I mean, I have stuff going for myself. I know how to cook. I know how to clean. You know, okay. I mean, I guess that's what guys look at or whatever. Yeah. But it's like there's a lot to me besides my looks that makes me a 10.
Yeah. And why do you rate yourself that?
Same. I think I am attractive. I can cook. I can clean. I can take care of myself and maybe another person. But also, I forgot what I was going to say. But yeah, I think I'm a high value person.
Would you consider that egotistic?
No, I mean, I feel like
who's not going to worship you more than you?
Right. For me to come on here and rate myself anything other than 10 is crazy.
It's disrespectful to yourself.
Like, why would I rate myself anything less than?
It's disrespectful to yourself. Yeah. What about or do you think that's egotistical to say that?
No. I feel like if you don't feel yourself, then people are going to. If you don't have confidence within yourself, then it's going to show. Yeah. You know.
I've had this conversation with so many women now that like I finally figured it out. Like what it is that like. Especially online where like this is something where everybody's going to see and stuff like that. For a woman to like say, like, I think that y'all might say something else. If you were looking in a mirror, just you in the bathroom, no makeup on, no nothing, just like straight up, you might be honest with yourself in that one moment. If you're humble, if you can humble yourself, but most people but if you're telling a bunch of people online or like you're saying that publicly or something like that, it's like a shame thing to yourself. Like you're disrespecting yourself by like calling yourself less than that. You know what I'm saying?
If the question was like, what do I think other people would rate for me? It would most definitely be different. But
okay,
for me to rate myself, it would most definitely be a 10.
But like if we asked a bunch, like say I had a panel of men, like unless they're very feminine men that like care a lot about what other people think and shit like that, most men would be like me. They'd be like, oh, I'm average. I'm like a 5. Like a 4 or 5, and like the reason why is because like we have reality slap us in the fucking face every day, every fucking day, dude. If you're a guy and you're broke or you're fucking ugly or you're fucking fat, dude, get the fuck out of your mom's house. You're not gonna get nothing. You're not gonna get money. You ain't gonna get sex. You ain't gonna nothing. Wake the fuck up, idiot. But like the thing is, women though, like y'all get coddled like fucking crazy. Coddled like crazy and told your whole life that you're beautiful and you're perfect and you're all these things. So like women. Like y'all have like y'all can afford to do that. Men can't even afford to lie to ourselves like that. If I sat around and called myself a 10, I would get made fun of all fucking day.
That's
like
the thing.
all day long.
I don't have a problem with getting made fun of.
Me
Yeah.
either.
I mean,
Because I know,
Well, no, I don't have
know
a.
my
Hey,
worth,
I'm
so
one of the
yeah.
biggest persons about words not hurting me, but it's just all about being, being humble or just understanding what I really am. Shout out to Kevin Samuels. I don't know how y'all feel about him, but the reason why Kevin Samuels was so big was because he told women the truth. That's the whole reason why his channel and everything about him blew up so big was
From his
because
perspective.
guys would come on and he would be like, okay, you're broke, you're fucking short, you have a small dick, and you expect this out of a woman? You're stupid. A woman
Right.
came on, oh, you have 3 kids, you're
yeah.
35 years old, you're overweight, and you think you're a 9?
Buy a dog and die alone.
Exactly. Like, and
Shout out
like,
to Kevin Samuels.
yeah, shout out to Kevin. And like, but that's the whole reason why he blew up. Just speaking fucking the truth. Like, it's like, that really pissed people off.
I got a question.
Yeah, go for it, bro.
Real quick. So, if you rate yourself, and this is about yourself, what you rate, however you look at yourself, what can you improve upon?
My communication.
Communication.
Mhm.
I guess I could say the same thing. I don't want to be like.
Well, you've never been in a really relationship, so you don't really know
But I
what to
can-
fix, too, kind of, I feel like.
Yeah.
Because she's never really been tested of it, I guess. It
Yeah.
always goes back to attitude, though. Like, really, that's all guys want is just a woman that's not going to give them attitude, I feel like. Like, I feel like most people, if they need to work on anything, we all need to work on our emotional control because society, like, for men and women, I don't think it's just women at all. It's men and women are just so bad at fucking confrontation and, like, arguments, shit like that. Like, we fucking suck at all that shit. Once again, we're animals. Is it who has more privilege in society right now, men or women?
Men.
Men?
Yes.
They got more privilege? What do you think? Men or women have more privilege? Damn patriarchy. Damn patriarchy.
In society, I mean,
It's always
it's two different sides to it. I guess I could say women. I guess because it's different opportunities for us. I mean, I saw this thing on Twitter. I could go to Miami with like $200 and be fine.
Oh yeah, you'll be fine. Somebody's gonna take care of
But
you.
that's more so like superficial stuff. But I mean, like, there's also like more high value issues that men are more, privileged to have. But it's like, I mean, I enjoy being a woman. Most definitely.
A lot of it comes down to your age. Like, what did you just say? That's something that is very relevant, but I would argue it's sometimes based on your age. So when we look at it, it's father time and mother nature. So the way guys work is we're not valuable until we're 30, 35, 40, unless you're the football player, like I was saying, or something, like you ain't shit until you become shit. But for a woman, y'all have all your value up front. Y'all are self-made millionaires right there at 18 years old. Y'all have all your beauty and your youth and everything that guys want right then. So since y'all are self-made millionaires, y'all got all the leverage. Y'all got all the power when you're young. Y'all got everything. But the privilege starts going away as you get older and you start losing out on all those things that you were getting when you were younger. And then what happens is it swaps. The guys end up with all the privilege at 30, 35, 40 because they got the money. They know how to dress now. They got all the experience. They did all the scars and all the things they worked out. They did all the stuff to make themselves a valuable guy. So y'all are privileged right now, but give it a decade and you're going to be like, those fucking guys are so privileged. And it's just because, yeah, they are. But they had to work their way up to that. What's a green flag that low-key turns you off?
A green flag that low-key turns me off?
Yeah. A really good thing that's just like, oh, I hate this guy now because he's such a good guy.
He's just a simp.
He's just a simp?
Yeah,
just trying to do the good, nice guy. He's a nice guy?
Yeah, I've had people like, oh, let me do this, let me do that, let me do this. I'm like, but for what? Like, you're not going to get anything out of that.
Guys need to value themselves, right?
For sure.
And if guys valued themselves more, you think that they'd probably get more?
Yeah.
So sad. Fucking simps. What about you? What's a green flag that turns you off?
Yeah, I could say the same thing.
It's the Sims too?
It's kind of, I don't want to sound like I'm just being toxic or anything, but it's like, tell me I'm beautiful, like, but it's like, sometimes it can be overdone, most definitely. It most definitely can be overdone. Sometimes I kind of just like need to be put in my place, It's like it's like being too nice. It's like you're always nice, like all the time. You're always like this.
You want a masculine man to put you in your place.
Like, absolutely.
Yeah.
Who's more valuable, Kim K or a mother that had 8 healthy, smart kids who are having more kids?
Valuable and like how?
Like
It
money?
depends on what you value.
I mean,
If your value, this is all goes down to what you define as valuable.
is
If you think
rich,
money
so
is
I don't know.
valuable, or if you think a big family is valuable, it depends
Based on
how
the
you see
information that I
that.
know about Kim Kardashian, I'm gonna say Kim K.
Kim
Kim
has
K?
like 4 kids. She has 4 kids. I mean, she doesn't
Yeah.
have 8 kids.
Yeah,
I mean,
but 8 healthy, smart kids.
I
Yeah,
think-
and I'm gonna argue that her kids aren't gonna end up very well because they are using TikTok, and I'm sorry, but that's just not a
But they're
smart thing to
healthy.
be
I
doing with
mean,
your
from
kids.
what I've seen, I mean, they're not dumb kids. I mean,
No.
from what I've seen,
I'm just social
can
media.
probably teach them how
They
to-
might be smart, but social media is gonna fuck it up. Like,
yeah,
Oh, fuck
social,
them kids.
they're most definitely gonna have like their hardships and everything. But I mean,
you would still say she probably has
I
more
guess-
valuable. She's more valuable.
yeah, I mean, she's a billionaire.
Oh
So.
man, this is what's wrong today, ladies. Y'all got to understand that
Or-
whenever y'all are 45 plus, or like if we look at the most depressed demographic, it's 45 plus single women. And like the thing is, if I look at my personal family, like my grandmothers and stuff, the things that I think really made them happy was looking around at a family reunion and seeing 30 grandchildren that came because of their kids, and like I think that that's like a fulfilling thing. Or like when you're dying and you literally have all these people around you that all came from you, like these people would even be here if it wasn't for you starting this, you creating this out your own womb. I think it's something that really, really, really at the end of your life is going to make y'all happy. Now don't get me wrong, if we want to live in the moment until 20, 30, 40, dude, yeah, the vacations, all that other shit's going to make y'all really happy. But I think that 40 plus, towards the end of our lives, it's just like me right now. I can be a dumbass and spend all my money that I make, or I can start a 401k, a IRA, a HSA, and I can put $20,000 back, and in 30 years I'll have $7 million.
Yeah.
I can do that and really focus on my future, but I'm not gonna be able to go on the vacations right now.
Right.
Like y'all heard me and my girl or not arguing, but talking about before the show how like we want to go on a trip right now, but we're saving money. We're not doing that shit right now.
Yeah.
So it's like you gotta put off. Like you gotta have delayed gratification for some things, and it's the same for women and men in that category. Like
For sure.
y'all have to sacrifice something too if y'all want to have that crazy stuff at the end of your life.
Mhm.
But yeah, Kim K, don't get me wrong, she's rich as hell, but me personally, I'm gonna value my time and a family way more. Do y'all think women have empathy, especially like empathy for like what men are going through today? The suicide rate's 4 times out of women, 9 times after a divorce. Like, do y'all have empathy for men like that?
Yeah. I do, but I have empathy. But then at the same time, it's kind of confusing because in the beginning of the podcast, we were talking about how men shouldn't cry.
Don't
and
pity.
things.
Yeah. Don't throw a
And
pity
I feel
party for
like
them.
they don't feel
Em-
comfortable doing that because of society nowadays. It's like, oh, we have to put you in this box, like he
Well,
said.
empathy is just being able to relate to someone's emotions.
Yeah.
So like I just want to know, can you relate to that emotion of like what men go through? You think?
Yes.
Do you think you can fully put yourself in their shoes?
Not fully. No.
No?
I can't.
What do you think?
I feel like I have some point of empathy. I mean, I'm not gonna be able to 100% understand, but I understand. I mean,
Yeah, I would say that y'all could have sympathy, but I don't think.
sympathy,
But I
maybe
don't
not
think
so
that
much
you.
empathy.
Yeah, I don't think that y'all can have empathy.
Right.
I really
Right.
don't. I really don't think you can, because you can't have empathy for something if you haven't experienced it. So there's a lot of things that like we like to say that we're empathetic towards, but we're really not. We're just
It
sympathetic
goes hand
towards
in
it.
hand. I mean, there's a lot of things that girls go through that guys can
sure.
be
Vice
empathetic
versa.
Yeah.
for. So
Yeah, completely. Why do y'all think suicide is so high for men right now, and why do you think antidepressants are so high for women? It's like half the population is on antidepressants right now.
I feel like, I mean, speaking from experience, I mean, girls are more likely to get the help for it.
True. Yeah.
I'm not. Guys go through it a lot. I mean, it's a lot of things. I mean, if you don't have like
A support system.
if you don't have a support system, you don't have any money, you don't have any emotion, you don't have anything going. It's easy for a guy to get depressed because I mean, based off you're supposed to be the breadwinner, so I mean, it's easy for a guy to get depressed and everything. But I mean, yeah, speaking.
You don't know why everything's happening like this though. You don't know why guys are doing that, or like why women are having to take all these. You don't think there's a reason behind any of it? Like a specific thing.
comparison.
Yeah, just like girls being able to take more action for it and like being in tune with their emotions, and then guys like having that lack of.
Yeah, not doing it at all.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah, I think women probably because, like I said, I have more females on my TL than I have men, so it's a lot of comparison going on. And then with men, I just think they don't have a positive outlet. They're not comfortable with being vulnerable.
Right.
The big thing is the end of the nuclear household, because there's a lot of guys being raised by women, and if we look at statistics, a man being raised, or single mother households fucking produce guys going to prison. Like, it produces all the worst stats whenever a single mother household does. So like a lot of the shit that we're seeing with men and women, a lot of it goes back to the nuclear family being destroyed. And then when you add on top of the cake a little cherry of Instagram and social media and all that shit, just fucks it up even more.
Right.
Like we could easily fix these problems, but it requires us to restrict ourselves with social media, and it requires us to have like like real dating again, and like not online dating and all this stuff where we're just kind of using each other. What do you what Who do you think gets over breakups faster, men or women?
Women.
You think women do?
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think,
Guys be crying all day, huh?
I think it goes. I've seen like something on Instagram where it's like a cycle. Like, this is how women get over men. This is how men get over women.
Yeah, that's not. But like,
I do think it's women. I think it's women first. Or no,
yeah.
no, I think it's men first, and then it's the woman after.
It's definitely
Yeah.
definitely the woman gets a guy will get over it if he has options. If he's if he's a high value man and he already can always be fucking girls, then yeah, he's gonna throw you off and go to the other girl to fuck because he's cool like that. He can get it.
Yeah, that's.
But a normal guy though, like a normal guy, he's fucking gonna borderline fucking self delete. He's gonna borderline like lose his mind because that's the only thing he could even get. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna do whatever it takes to keep it there. And there's a reason behind all of this. Like, once again, if we look at biology and how history has always been, say like you were a part of a village and Genghis Khan came and fucking pillaged everything, and they started just taking everything in the village, killed all the men. The women, what's going to happen to them? If they stay in that village, they will all die.
Right.
The men were what was helping them stay alive and get into that. So what do? They would do something called the ward bride hypothesis. So a woman would go with the man that just killed her husband, this warrior, because if you did that, you were more likely to survive. Right. You were more likely to not die. So just out of survival skills, y'all had to learn to get over that guy that just fucking died and immediately go to this other alpha. You had to. It was just so that's why women just naturally just get over shit easier.
Yeah, I feel like even with like situationships that I've had, like if I'm gonna break it off with somebody, I've most definitely already went through the emotions of it. Like, I've already grieved it, I've already mourned it, I've already gotten over it, and now I'm just coming to you with like, yeah, I'm done.
Yeah,
So,
it's already fully done.
It's already done. So it's like, now you're gonna have to. Now you can get over it because now I'm letting you know. I've already done it though.
Can y'all overlook creepy vibes if the guy's hot enough?
No.
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 Damn. Sorry. What's that dude? The crazy guy that like killed everybody? I can't think of his name.
Ted Bundy.
Yeah, Ted Bundy. Sorry, Ted. You ain't gonna make it past these ones. Now let's just do my last question. I just want to know, what was there anything that was learned today? Was there anything that actually was like new information that y'all actually like soaked in and were like, you know what, this might actually help my life a little bit. This might actually, do make some changes in my life. I'd really like to be encouraged to repeat those type of things so we can help more girls. Was there anything that like you feel like learned or resonated with you or like you really liked today?
Yeah, most definitely the information about like a high value man. They're gonna weigh out their other options if deemed necessary. I mean, and
it's gonna help you choose a little better, huh?
Yeah, most definitely choose better. Yeah, I mean, it was pretty helpful.
Good. Are you gonna come back? Are you ever gonna come back again?
I'm gonna come back.
Hell yeah, guys, she's gonna come back. No, thank you. We always do the Wednesday night show for the singles, so if you ever want to come back and do speed dating, you can do that next time. But yeah, thank you. What about you? Did you learn anything this episode? You think?
I feel like we kind of hit the same talking points.
Yeah, we did a lot of the same ones probably.
But nothing new. I learned about the no fap movement.
That was the no fap movement.
Yeah,
dude, it's really crazy how much some of those guys are. Like, if you go on Reddit, some of the guys are fucking crazy about it.
Really?
I don't even think it's that big of a deal. I think after like 1 month of doing it, you're not really making any mental differences to yourself. Like, it doesn't really make a fucking difference. You're just doing it at that point for ego and like seem like you're better than every other guy. But I do definitely think that you get girls easier if you don't, because if you hold it in, you're sitting there trying to figure out ways to like get it out. Like, you're gonna go talk to more girls, or you're gonna have the riz better. Like, because you're really trying to fucking release that shit. Are you down to come back again?
Yeah, before I move.
Thank you. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Shout out to you for moving. Can we let me read that super chat real quick? Both of them. We got $5 from G Complex. Thank you, bro. For the ladies, Mother Nature gives you your gifts and Father Time takes them away. Clock is ticking. Yes. One of the big things I like to say, like you're young, so you don't have to worry about much. But man, like women hit the wall at a certain age. Like I don't know when it is. I don't know when because every woman's different. But you don't want to fucking hit that wall because you're gonna be like, what the fuck? Why am I not pulling the guys I was pulling when I was 22?
Yeah, most definitely not.
For the $5 from Joe Cole question, would you travel back to the 1940s and be in a traditional relationship or travel to the future where straight men are nearly extinct? That's coming, bro. What do you think? Would you rather go back to the 1940s and be in a traditional relationship or travel to the future where straight men are going to be nearly extinct?
I don't think straight men are going to be extinct.
There's going to be a very small amount of them, though. Like, I promise you. Because guys, like this, a lot of people fucking hate me when I say this shit and disagree, but guys take the path of least resistance, especially these younger guys, the Zoomers and stuff. What's going to end up happening is like they're going to say they're straight and all this shit, but sooner or later, like if the bots don't come soon enough, they're going to fucking end up turning gay. They're going to end up turning to other things because it's whatever's the path of least resistance. If the guy can download Grindr and get his dick sucked, a lot of guys are going to fucking start doing it because they're desperate. They're so desperate for anything. Yeah. So like I definitely think that what he's saying is true. There's going to be very few straight guys. What women kind of have to accept, and this is kind of some women's fault because of this. Y'all kind of got to accept that certain high value guys are going to have multiple wives, like the Islam Muslim thing where they got 2-3 wives. That's going to be normal as fuck in 10-20 years. Normal as fuck. Because
I don't think I want to travel back to 1940 for nothing because
Yeah. That part. That's exactly what I was thinking. I was like,
What?
1940. Look at the color of our skin.
Oh,
traditional way.
Yeah, guys. Hey, he's actually black. How dare you?
Right.
Even say this, man. I can't
1940.
believe you said that.
1940.
Well, no, man. Thank y'all so much for coming, guys. Still, fuck you, YouTube, because y'all want to fucking restrict my channel. That's okay. I'm still gonna get 800 more subs tomorrow, probably. Y'all can try the best you can to stop me, but you can't. Thank you for the $2, Jr. My friend Joe is single. Yeah, maybe he'll slide in the DMs or something. But no, thank y'all all for coming so much, guys. I really appreciate everybody that came. Everybody else that's watching, please share the channel. Please like the video. Please just go and help me out when it comes to all this because they're really trying to stop this shit. Like as y'all can see, they're really trying to like take me off of the front page of YouTube and everything as much as they can. We're just gonna keep pushing back. I'm gonna start doing more streams here soon throughout the week to push us even more in the streaming algo. But yeah, y'all please help me out. Share the channel, like the video. I really appreciate y'all, the people that did come for still coming, man. I appreciate it. But yeah, thank you so much for coming again. I really appreciate you.
Of course, I had a good time.
I'm gonna have you back again because hopefully I'm gonna have to like send you send you and ask like a list of things that you like disagree or like you don't like, just so I can give you some new answers to things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And for you, I would love for you to come back too. So I can't wait until you come back in. No, thank you. And Donnie, thank you so much for producing tonight, man. And thank you to my girl for doing everything that she does in the background. But yeah, guys, we will see y'all on Wednesday. I got a speed dating show for y'all on Wednesday. So we will see y'all then, man. Peace the fuck out.
Bye.
What? Toodaloo, motherfucker. Hey.